Alrighty then, gamers. Good afternoon / evening. Hope you all fighting game connoisseurs have been enjoying Evo Japan so far, and it's going on in the background in the mornings for us Europeans. Now we are moving slightly westwards, however, to showcase players from the planet Europe. And indeed, as you might have guessed, you are now watching Bounty Hunters FT7. We are a weekly recurring show match event for players of all skill levels and region free, of course. And the name of the game tonight is, of course, Guilty Gear Strive. I'm your usual host, QK, and I'll be talking you through the action tonight in our 7 matches. So, let's get to it and see what we got in store for tonight. We got a good 4 minutes left before it's go time. Alright. So Aquila and Ehmu on the first slot are gonna be meeting again. I believe the two guys met towards the latter end of 2024, and now it's actually sort of a funny story. I think at that time when they met for the first time on Bounty Hunters, it was the first time Ehmu started to dabble on Happy Chaos, or was a rather new pocket character for him. And now I've heard rumors of Ehmu after this match putting the Happy Chaos to rest. So yeah, it's start on Bounty Hunters, end on Bounty Hunters. See how far the one of the most technical characters in Guilty Gear Strive has worked out as a pocket character for Ehmu. In the second matchup slot, we're diving straight into the super high-level matches as Strelitzia and Marisa go against each other. Strelitzia, of course, one of the toughest gamers in Norway, and probably one of the toughest Asuka gamers overall in the Nordic side of Europe. Rumor has it that, Strelitzia's, funny enough, in terms of this character matchup, Strelitzia's bracket demon, which is also, speaking of the one, gleaming at the end of our Bounty Hunters roster, Bliskke, is gonna meet another Sin player tonight in the form of Marisa. Marisa, of course, we've seen only once on Bounty Hunters, and with a different character. I believe they were playing Axel, if memory serves. But I think the Sin is Marisa's stronger character. So gonna be interesting how that pans out. In the third slot, one of the 3 newcomers tonight on Bounty Hunters, Jaie from Finland, is gonna be taking on Jaie, showing up for the second time on Bounty Hunters, I believe. It's going to be Bridget versus Johnny match. 2 rather new characters, DLC character matchup. Johnny being one of the newer ones. Still very interesting to, very interesting and novel for us armchair enjoyers of Guilty Gear Strive. In the fourth slot, Kanlinki and Astrolip are going to face off. Kanlinki, more known for, of course, their, I believe, Biken performance. Before, this will be the first time they're gonna dabble on ABBA. ABBA, of course, there's a very interesting, or rather, it's very, I'm actually very happy that a lot of people have, have not let their interest for this character, ABBA, the newest DLC character of Strive, to die down. In fact, I still see a lot of people playing this character, and even a lot of very high-level players. Take a look at Tiger Pop or Gobo, or name another really, high-profile player. They're making the character work, despite whatever is being said in the social media about the efficacy of this character. I mean, it is still a new DLC character, and Arxis does what Arxis does in terms of, balance since the Happy Chaos incident. But, it's super interesting to see, very fun character to watch, extremely explosive, and what have you. Very go home, go big or go home kind of a character. which is of course usually the type of character that people love to spectate. Makes very fun matches. In the 5th slot, Aggu, the man of many characters, in fact one of the most talented random character players in our humble region, and once stood at the very top at the food chain in terms of the power levels of European players. And who's to say that is not there anymore either? It's just that Aggu has taken some, you know, breaks here and there, not necessarily playing, you know, continuously, actively, but still, every time Aggu shows up, extremely, nothing short of stellar performance from this guy. And as we, you know, had a foresight earlier, gonna be facing tonight Bliskke Sin, one of Norway's better players and allegedly the strongest Sin player in player for now. We'll see how those power rankings will pan out in the future. In the 6th, we got Eden, the newest Kai player we've had on Bounty Hunters, if memory serves correctly, from Albania, facing our very own Zippiey Sin from Finland. I think this is second showing for Eden as well in terms of Bounty Hunters performance. And then of course finishing the evening with Kianator, Jaie versus Nokuza Elfeld. It's been way too long since we've seen Nokuza last. And it's another character, or rather another player, who's just piloted so many different characters. It's been like, what? Happy Chaos, Sin, Potemkin, Anji, and who knows what else I'm forgetting on the way to get here. And now we are at Elfeld. Also one of the newer DLC characters still. But now I think, because we are in fact past go time, better circle back to the beginning of the roster. And let's talk about this matchup coming up, Aquila and Ehmu. They actually shoot a... or actually no, I think the players are in the lobby already. So like mentioned earlier, this will be a rematch between these two players. I believe they are fairly tight and play a lot as well. With of course the spin that I believe Ehmu generally plays their main chip, probably in this matchup. So it is slightly altered in terms of, you know, character power levels to bring the players to on a slightly more even standing. Previously, I think Aquila, also known as Epic Gamer, took the match, was it 7-1 if I recall correctly? It's been a very long time since that. But now in this perhaps allegedly send-off match for Happy Chaos for Ehmu, we'll see if we've acquired some new tools. I think the toughest part of the match previously for Ehmu was, of course, well, it's Happy Chaos, so, you know, piloting the character, just hitting a lot of those combos, hitting those hit confirms, and making it all work out is of course very difficult for players who pick up this character for the first time. I think that was sort of the toughest part for Ehmu as well, out of what I've seen so far. And of course the Season 3 changes on Happy Chaos made it even more tricky, because now you just simply don't have the infinite resources anymore that you perhaps had in the past, or nigh infinite resources. Or let's put it like this, when you start shooting, your concentration will go down so much faster than in Season 2 that you absolutely kind of have to commit to a mix-up sooner or later. If you just keep shooting, you're gonna run out of resources. So you're gonna have to close in on your opponent using those shots, try to get the hit, and out of that hit, you're gonna recharge your resources, then work on the next hit, and you know, that's how it kind of revolves, or how Happy Chaos gameplay revolves, sort of. I mean, of course, there's so much more to this character than that, and you know, knowing all the ins and outs of how to play against Happy Chaos is extremely important if you're, you know, if you want to challenge him in places where he is the weakest. Curse right from the get-go. Ehmu working with the corner. Aquila though, getting some plus frames here. Of course, every cancel into that rainwater is gonna produce some. Ooh, was able to get a PRC there and slow Ehmu's frames. I wonder, when you press the button on when you have the gun out, is the strike appearing frame 1? I wonder. Through the wall. Concentration looks good, bullets are okay, especially that Deus Ex Machina, which does, is a super that reloads your gun completely. Nice jump slash there, instant air dash. Aquila wasn't able to get the up follow-up of Rensen out either. A lot of RPS in terms of how that special move from Axel the Rensen works. Depending on where it's shot, where your opponent is on the screen at the moment, and whether you're going for any of the follow-ups, the up follow-up, the down follow-up, or no cancel whatsoever. Nice was able to sneak in the curse ball there. It's such an important feature of Happy Chaos's play, because without that curse, a lot of your shots will have certain amount of chance to whiff. Double concentration here fixes all the ADHD problems. Nice, thanks for pulling me next to you, YRC plus frames, but Aquila is not quite ready to give up that position. Tried to throw there, gunshot catching the throw, however, we're not able to confirm it. There's a lot of spaghetti here. Ehmu skipping to the other side, but still landing in the throw range of Aquila. Very nice recognition there that your opponent did miss their jump-in shot there, or jump-in strike attack in this case, I guess. Right through the wall, decent amount of damage. Tried to throw the curse ball, but Aquila catching with a 5B. Right, goes for a very brave concentration there in the middle of the block string. Works out, tries to slide to the other side, but without the coverage of the gun, it's gonna be very easy to react to and throw. The air snail, putting Ehmu down on full screen. Aquila holding I don't want to say a zoning position, I guess. I mean, is it a zoning position if your opponent's character can reach you on a moment's notice? Command grab into super, and that should be a kill unless... Yeah, no way we drop these ones, huh? We've been doing this for, you know, for so long already for Aquila. If there is a combo that Aquila is probably extremely comfortable with, it should be this, because it's probably the combo that we see the most for him on Bounty Hunters matches. There we go, throw the curse, zoning on. I mean, of course, the goal is never really to zone, especially when you're playing against another far range character such as Axel, but it does give you some benefits if you're, you know, if your reticle is more prone to latching on their character. Still gets the combo, nice side swap there. Get a shot through the wall. Kind of low on bullets here, so have to be careful. Aquila could definitely take a more aggressive stance here, which he indeed does. Closes in on Ehmu. Once again, one shot in the barrel. Make it count, make it good. Tries to 6B the rainwater, which is very famously difficult to do so. Throw in the corner, and it's gonna be enough to finish as well. Right, starting out with a quick poke into Snail. Jump B into a close slash, immediate burst from Aquila. That would have been probably one of the combos that Ehmu knows the best as well. Close slash starter. If I recall correctly, there are a couple of combos that Ehmu was in the past extremely comfortable with. The 680 catches, Ehmu trying to jump over, no dice, misses completely the Snail, and again! But no punishes there. It is, of course, the Snail sort of like pseudo DP in terms of how minus it is. It can sometimes be hard for some characters to punish because it does push you away quite a bit. Oh, and it reaches pretty high as well by the looks of things. And Aquila taking a second game in a row. These games have not been too one-sided, to be honest. Ehmu has almost every single round gotten very close to knocking the opponent out. that fine line between, ooh, the fully charged tornado. Ehmu just says, what is this? I don't care. I got a gun. Trap into rainwater and into a decent combo. Backdashes the command grab, and now if you backdash the command grab, especially full screen, you don't necessarily get a full punish, but you can definitely try to close in on Axel and try to force him to block something, for instance. Oh, the low follow-up of Rensen catches an anti-air. Try to reach for a throw there. But keeping the pressure fairly tight, breaking this one. Oh, no, goes for a jump B, which unfortunately does not connect on Aquila, who was crouching there for a moment. Again, another very close round, but it's so close yet so far. The small fleeting line between getting a kill on your opponent and not. Nice vacuum into the other side. 6B swings a miss there on that 5B. And a shot goes through the Whistling Winds. I think in this matchup, probably the Whistling Wings extremely difficult. Ooh, caught them by surprise there. Ehmu was trying to dash block forward. Nice, perfect spacing. The snail whiffs. Followed up by a shot. Oh, that was kind of nice. Jumps over the Rensen and the Winter Cherry. 2K, no follow-up, instant air dash, jump slash, finds the hit, goes for a concentration, no problems. We still have the position, Goopa stomp into a shot and a tick throw. All right, things are starting to work out for Ehmu slowly and surely as well. Rolls under that, didn't quite get the strike in there. Jump slash this time, lands a decent combo for Ehmu. I mean, even if you drop your combos as Happy Chaos, I think it's not the worst case in the world as long as you still have most of your resources ready to go. In those situations where you're like on your last bullets and or your last concentration, it's ever so important to finish your combos into a hard knockdown so you can keep recharging as well. Again, this very close situation, back into the corner. Is Aquila actually gonna take this combo into the Whistling Wing? And that's actually gonna kill the back throw incident once again. Look at the health bar. Almost not left there. And Ehmu had the position as well to finish the round. But once again, little things, little blunders, or big reads from the opponent. All right, the makeshift backdash, aka the curse ball. As a Happy Chaos player, you generally your round start options are you're gonna run away and establish a full screen position, or you're gonna try to intercept your opponent straight from the get-go. You don't necessarily have to use backdash for backing off because the curse ball is so good at moving you backwards. Speaking of the backdashes, again, the dash block forward in the middle of it and caught by Axel's command grab. There we go, close slash hits. The following normal doesn't, but we're still in it. Ehmu with the last pixel. Ooh, we could have a big comeback here. Wasn't able to reload the gun, however. I think especially since Season 3 resource management is so tricky for Happy Chaos, it's super important that you get to use your attention resource for those fully resource refunding super, such as Deus Ex Machina. As a finisher, it's gonna completely load your gun, very important. Or then using the super concentration, which will basically make your concentration bar shoot up on a moment's notice. Follow-up, able to anti-air Ehmu there. Take out the gun, throw the curse bomb. Ehmu tried to go for the standard safe way of forcing the curse there, but wasn't able to hit confirm in time that Aquila actually took the hit. Last pixel again. Oh, and the 2K Abare there. Ehmu not quite able to make the block string tight enough. Because it's a very, very, it's definitely a very precarious timing. You manually time the gunshots by pressing your heavy button in the middle of your block strings, and depending how early or how late you press the button, you might give your opponent some extra breathing room, extra frames to press into your block strings. But if you delay too much, then they might They might mash with their fastest normal out of those strings. Now we are wall slumping. No. Okay, that was kind of cool. Ending right in front of Aquila without the wall slump, but was outside of the throw range. So can we call that a secret shimmy? Just concentrating on in front of your opponent and, you know, making them think that you're going for a throw. Because I mean, it is technically a strike throw situation there out of the wall slump. Lots of plus frames and yeah, it's kind of akin to waking up after a hard knockdown. Again, finding the 2K Abara there. I wonder if that 2K from Axel has some improved applications against some of the normals of Happy Gale, such as like 6K, which just seemed kind of high-profiling move to begin with. Jumping over. Oh, nice combo into the Axel Bomber. Tries to go for a fully charged 5D maybe, or tap. I'm not sure. But Ehmu got a combo that they are good with. But not enough plus frames there. Was probably trying to bait out something. Jump over, the low follow up. Minus on block, but still, your opponent is not brave enough to press afterwards. Right, the round start win from Aquila. Swings a miss on 6 heavy, which is usually a preemptive option of trying to prevent your opponent going airborne on like max range of the screen. How is Ehmu gonna get in? I mean, that's one way to get in, get hit by rainwater, and it's gonna pull you in, all right. Combo into the Whistling Winds. This is another, yeah. Another one of those combos that Aquila hasn't missed too many times. It's really cool to see the new move being incorporated into new combos. Can't wait to see Milia players performing more of those. What is that called? I forgot what Milia's new move is called. Artemis or something? Alright, first successful hit, and Jaie holding Ehmu in the corner, prompting Ehmu to go for a burst to get out of that sticky situation. Get a couple of shots, Curse is still on, so the reticle is gonna latch. However, the timing again, the rhythm that we talk about in fighting games so often, if that rhythm is off, your opponent has a chance to escape your pressure. That was actually a pretty good position there, falling straight into the dead zone of Renzen and its follow-ups. Here we go. This time no follow-up. Fired by Aquila. Who has been able to be fairly mobile and avoid stuff. 6P from that range. Was that against 6K from Aquila? Wow. catching an extended hurt box and then converting it into a wall break as well. Right, One Vision is active. Feature of this move is that even if it is used, technically you can always block as long as you weren't in a recovery state. Aquila not able to quite use that super to its full extent. Couple of shots, full barrel, and do we engage? No. Feeling like probably didn't have enough frames there, because ooh, but nice instant air dash. But a tragedy strikes Ehmu once again. There was a killing combo available there out of that jump slash. But I mean, I guess from that range, would have had to take out the gun perhaps, or something. There we go, let's try it again. This time a counter hit, couple of really fast shots, dealing decent amount of damage, and able to dodge that command grab even from almost point-blank range. I mean, technically, at the point-blank range, it's gonna be the easiest to dodge because it appears from the other side of the screen. So there's that. Right, into a block string. Aquila choosing to save the burst resources to the next round. Very smart choice for that round. Would have been probably a pretty tricky round to take still. Nice, fakes the dash in, goes for a curse ball instead. Not getting to use that too much though. Using the fully charged Whistling Winds to approach. But of course, anytime this could happen, Happy Chaos could take out the gun and just, you know, shoot through those winds. Oh my god, the command grab actually, because it appears from the other side, getting the burst off just in time. But again, this situation, Ehmu just barely missing the 6S. Everything in this matchup has been, you know, emphasizing on the word barely. Barely missing this, barely missing the setup. Having just a couple of frames too much in between the block strings. But that's how it goes when you play these super hyper technical characters as a pocket character. Oh wow, actually Ren's able to go through the scapegoat and then still hit Ehmu. 6 speed, rings true, very heavy. Aquila going for an immediate burst. We are in, finding a starter out of that 2K. Get the full wall slump, yes indeed, and got the Deus Ex Machina as well. It is such a shame that at the very end of Ehmu's run, they're able to pull off these ever so important combos. Yeah, this is the kind of rounds that we absolutely need for Ehmu if he's still to, you know, try to mount a comeback from this position. All right, very minus. Ehmu approaching with the instant air dashes once again. And as we know, actually it's very difficult to approach on the ground, which is kind of the reason why Ehmu has been jumping around a lot. For a lot of standard characters, it is actually some sort of jump in RPS that you are most likely gonna play most of the time against Axel. Okay, the 6P has been probably the MVP button that has started the most sequences for Ehmu, and a quick confirm into Deus Ex Machina. We are on board. I mean, never say never. 6-1. But considering the type of combos, the type of execution that Ehmu had on that particular game, if we can keep that up, nothing is impossible. But of course, the consistency is the question. Are we able to do everything like they do in the movies? Very nice spacing again with the curse ball. Skipping a hop to the other side. This time not in throw range, so Aquila was not able to reach for that back throw. Right, clean close slashes into a sequence. Air dash out of the corner. However, Ehmu was ready, misses, or well, doesn't necessarily miss the close slash timing. That was actually a perfect timing. I was like, man, did Ehmu miss that? But hit so meaty that was able to recover in time for that reversal super of Axel's. Perfect stuff. Take out the gun. Yep, don't you dare press a button after that. We got the measures for that move. Yeah, get the hard knockdown as well. Going so far so good for Ehmu. Get an extra concentration. Slide to the other side. Goes for a throw. There we go. Finding the hit. Oh, interesting. Aquila was actually mashing the burst there. It was technically a whatchamacallit, checkmate if Ehmu got the super out. Speaking of supers, yes indeed, that's exactly what we were talking about earlier. The Von Vision, even if you weren't technically blocking at the time when it is activated, when the super flash goes online, you can still hold back and you're completely fine switching your neutral position into a guarding position post flash, which is what Ehmu did there, and then got the shot and took the game. Almost full resources. Oh, very deep dash into 6 heavy, calling out the curse. Nice 5P missing. Ehmu getting a small whip punish there. Back dash out of the command grab. Yeah, Ehmu's pretty good with that. Very nice accuracy for, you know, being safe against the command grab. Missed there with the shot. It is something like 1 out of 3, if I recall correctly, without the curse. When you take out 5 heavy gun. I forgot what the numbers change between just a normal shot and steady shot. All right, another slump coming from a very disadvantageous air to ground situation. Aquila Deflect shield, but there's no way to push your opponent too when you are the one holding down the corner boxing position. Very delayed rainwater, catching Ehmu, dashing forward, dashing back against the command grab. Don't you try to do this to me anymore. I'm reacting now. I'm a new man after these 7-8 games. It's all in the past. In the distant past, we once or twice forgot to react to the command grab, but now we're reformed. Oh, went for the close flash a little too early this time. Could it be the case in the reversal super situation as well? But I mean, technically, it is an option to whip that close slash too early if you think that actual player is gonna play that reversal super. Tries to whiff punish with the gun, but a little too late there. Again, backdash. Able to see it coming in. Option selects the 6P on whiff. And Ehmu is holding the keys to the victory in this round. Goes for the throw. Aquila completely missing. And Ehmu able to get the 3rd game in a row. Chat room, let me tell you guys, I think it might be a reverse sweep. It's looking so good for Ehmu after those 6 games. I mean, that sounds kind of brutal to say, but it goes to show how it's never too late. Sometimes it's just you know, warming up and stuff. Sometimes your hands are just cold enough, or rather not hot enough to be on your best performance, especially on these tricky characters like Happy Chaos. Get an extra concentration at the end of the combo. The Goomba Stomp shot not inflicting enough plus frames. Alright, pop the Adderall. Kind of missing the bullets though. There we go, a very long reload. Does get knocked by, or does like clipped by the Rensen at the very end there. Rensen in this game is gonna reach full screen, which hasn't been the case, I believe, in older Guilty Gear games, so... Oh, I thought that was actually Ehmu's hit! But again, the 2K! The 5-framer of Axel Low, delivering once again. Breaking the block string of Ehmu's. Took out the gun, extended the hurt box, and the 6 heavy was immediately there from Aquila. Plus frames. He's engaging with an instant air back dash. The pistol whip actually ends up missing from that range. Nice, landing into a perfect distance to up follow-up. This time going for the low follow-up. 6 heavy counter hit. Let's see, do we got that combo? I mean, at least we got a quick 1, 2, 3. So that's a decent amount of damage going in. Slow down frames, allowing Aquila to get the 2K in there. Whistling Winds is minus, I believe, unless you don't charge it. So Ehmu pressing their advantage. This time going for the throw, but option selecting it. That's so smart. Ehmu has been option selecting a lot of these very commit-heavy options, such as like super deep dash 6Ps or the throw attempts. And why should you not when you are at the very end of the round? Very minus on that air snail. Even though Ehmu didn't get there with a full punish, ever so important that you at least make Axel block something afterwards. Close slash, meaty, works out this time, catches Aquila pressing something. Oh, there we go with the throw, option select once again. The wall gives out just too early, and look at these resources from Ehmu. He has absolutely nothing. Gets one bullet in the chamber. And misses it! Curse ball following, but it didn't even get there in time. But using the blue RC, Ehmu double jump in, able to land next to Aquila. Spent the RC, slow down their frames, make a strike throw happen. And this time, Aquila was not ready to break it.
Mankind knew that they could. Duel 1.
The reverse sweep is starting to look ever so real with the passing of every single game. Missing a couple of shots. Now cursed though, this should not be missing any more for a while. Until that curse expires. There we go. Tries to go for a punish. 2K slightly late. I wonder what button Happy Chaos would have to bring, or rather have to press. I got the 5B there on the landing out of Axel Bomber. Alright, not a huge deal until Aquila got the back throw. Ehmu has been pretty good at keeping the concentration high. at the end of your B&B combos. So if there's something really positive to say about Ehmu's gameplay is that they never really put themselves in a situation where, you know, they just don't have any resources to spend. Really clean air throw. Sit down, take my close slash. Going in with very common, very clashing there. Hello? Immediate burst from Ehmu. Respect. Did they press a button? Let's see. Let's find out. Getting a hit, and that's gonna hurt on Happy Chaos. Aquila putting himself on set point. Let's see if this is the end of Ehmu's run. Or does the full reverse sweep keep on going? The jump heavy actually connecting on the scapegoat there. Using the scapegoat as a makeshift backdash. There we go, with the curse on. That reticle should be landing where it needs to be. And a super Deus Ex machine. Ehmu, fully full on bullets. Spending the heart knockdown for a concentration. Getting clipped by 6 heavy again. It seems like that the steady aim does actually sort of push your hurt box forward quite a bit. Ooh, he knew it. He knew it was gonna happen. Get that burst bait. Get there in time. 2K. Sorry, yeah, 2K. Started that sequence. Ehmu's sequences are starting to look very clean. Aquila at the first half of the set was getting away with a lot of sneaky little button presses, but now it seems like Ehmu is standing in the right places, landing in the right places, and pressing the buttons in the exactly right places to catch the buttons from Aquila. Nice, the curse ball working as a backdash once again. Ooh, still got hit after being minus. Couple of shots. Ehmu closing in, the reticle not going into the right place there. I tried to swing a 6S, sorry. Is this gonna be it? Does have 50 meter ready to go. If you don't drop this, this could be the finishing combo. No Axel Bomber, doesn't deliver enough damage. Soft knockdown though, but actually so good at chipping the opponent out. Ehmu goes for a big 6 heavy. Burst has been used by Aquila. Oh my god, gets a shot in! The reticle still locked onto the throw. Oh my god, this guy is a madman. Just dazzling forward into a throw. Gonna have to break this with, no, never mind. Has the burst, of course. Hard knockdown, but 100 meter for Ehmu. Or rather, Aquila still doesn't get the reversal out. I would imagine a lot of the players would play the reversal super into RC there, but perhaps missing the timing there. And Ehmu still in this set. Remember, it was 6-1. But that doesn't mean that the subsequent 2 rounds, or rather the 2 games, are going to be any easier for Ehmu. It will still have to be perfect performance. Ooh. Oh wait, it's Ehmu who throws here. I thought it was Aquila who would have gotten that throw. Concentration super. All right, that's one way to play it. Definitely not going to run out of the concentration here. And that was a very peculiar shimmy there. Taking a little, like, going really deep, then going a couple of backward steps. Aquila not reacting. And Ehmu getting the throw. There we go, curse and a couple of shots. I think you would generally have to use one more shot there to get in airtight. I think Ehmu has sort of preferred these advancements where you only shoot a couple of shots and don't make it perfectly frame airtight. And in the process saving some of your resources. I guess that like sort of plays into Ehmu's game plan or play style of, you know, never going low on resource front. And I wonder if Happy Chaos can play like that against Axel, because Axel is definitely not known as one of the stronger rushdown characters or anything like that. Loves to hang back, so that will give you potentially time to, you know, keep your own resource game on point. Perhaps get a sneaky concentration recharge at full screen if Axel is not ready to go for a Rensen. This time Rensen though. Vacuuming Ehmu out of the corner, but it's not over yet. This is still set point Aquila. a little far away from the burst. This wall break should give the full burst back to Aquila. Yes, indeed. Both players fully loaded and Aquila rocking 100 tension on top of that. Nice backdash out of the command grab once again. That certainly is not one of the tools that can catch Ehmu at the moment. Shot into a 6 heavy, even though that is not airtight, making it a frame trap. So it could even be better to play like that, depending on what your opponent is doing. Rare footage of. Oh, Aquila didn't go into the super. That could have potentially been the end of the set. Oh, can he stop this with his own super? Activation! And he hits! That should be a kill! Goes for a quick! I wonder, was that a teabag there? A little bit of a celebratory down into a kill on Ehmu. Wow! That is definitely one way to punish that super. It's a really funny finish there. Yeah, even though probably many other characters would not be able to do anything about that super, I think they generally classify Deus Ex Machina as impossible to punish kind of supers. But Axel, that rare situation when you already have activated one vision, or rather the whatchamacallit, have installed one vision and ready to activate it, that does actually give you a punish. Wow. All right. What a bounty hunters. Okay, it's only the first game. Alright, next up. Oh yeah, right. Now it's all coming back to me. The hard stuff next. Our first Sin player of the evening. Marisa, rocking the UK colors, is gonna face none other than Strelitzia, who had a very amazing debut match against, who was it against? I forgot who, but it was Bridget, and it was literally the same situation as previous game. Was down almost like 6-0, and then coming back and making it a reverse sweep. It was really beautiful performance. And since then, it's been actually quite a few weeks since, because we had install 2024 in between, which Strelitzia, of course, was one of the Norwegian crew, one of the players of the Norwegian crew who came en masse to Finland and participated in our humble little tournament, and did extremely well, I think. Got placing of what was it? Placed top 9, if memory serves correctly. Which is a very nice achievement considering how stacked that tournament was for Strive. So Strelitzia plays against one of our other Sin players tonight, Bliskke from Norway as well. So this matchup should be fairly familiar for Strelitzia. As for Marisa, this will be the first time we see Marisa's Sin on Bounty Hunters. The previous match we watched from Marisa back in the day was played by his Axel, I believe. Right, the cubes starting from the get-go. Of course, the one important information, the bit of information you're gonna need for this matchup, as not just Sin, but probably any character, is that cubes, they must be poked into. And generally, the further reaching cancel options you have from your fast pokes, so for Sin, that would be like 5B, 2B, or 6B, into your beak driver. The better your cancel option is, the better your matchup usually tends to be, they say, against Asuka. And I think Sin is one of those fortunate few who have extremely good cancel options. I mean, beak driver, you can even do beak driver raw if you feel like your spacing is on point already. A lot of this stuff will go through just basic cubes. The tricky thing is the spells that won't be able to be pulled through. Oh my god, Strelitzia teleports behind! Marisa goes in for an immediate YRC to prevent the mix-up situation. And now, The spacing doesn't favor Marisa, unfortunately. Strelitzia able to open the gate, teleport into. We actually got Exodia in hand. Uses the special or the super to be able to activate it. Oh, never mind. That was not auto refill. There we go. Now we have the auto bookmark ready to be cast. But doesn't even need to cast it. Strelitzia. Just a commanding performance right from the get-go. So it is ever so important for not just Asuka, but also your opponent to look at your opponent's spells. So Strelitzia starting with 3 blue cubes here and immediately going into the hand recharge spell that they also spawned with. And your starting hand is always going to be different. It is always going to be spells from best case 1, which you ultimately want to switch out of as soon as you get your first... Wow, that was so active! Actually deleting all of the arpeggio shots there with Big Driver 2. But the spacing wasn't quite right and getting whiff punish there as a result. Moving backwards. Nice, the Terrameter having so much reach there. 2 Rainbow Cubes, setting 1 up. Generally, the Rainbow Cube is not known for its ability to hold down the fort at neutral. More of a, yeah, in this position, you would definitely love to find those. It has 3 hits, and it is really good at holding your opponent in block stun while you do your wizard shenanigans in the background. Right, finding... I think they were able to find the auto bookmark there at one point, but you know, it's a very heat of the moment thing when Asuka goes for the mulligan super, which allows you to basically tap your attack buttons and just cycle through your spells at will. It's very easy to, you know, discard the spells that you actually wanted to keep and vice versa. It requires really fast reactions. Speaking of fast reactions, Marisa able to get close to Strelitzia using Elk Hunt instead of Big Driver this time. Combo still goes. The mana shield is broken, so Strelitzia will not have any access to spellcasting for a couple more seconds. There we go, setting out the Rainbow Cube. Has the gate, open it up. Draw a full hand of spells. One of those was Arpeggio again. The gate, aka Arpeggio, is one of the best spells to keep holding down the fort at neutral for what, like 2-3 frames? Because it generates 2 waves of slow incoming projectiles like that. Will allow you to, you know, recharge spells, recharge mana, or send more cubes at the opponent, or just dash in on them once the blocking has been established from your opponent. Spawn with double full bookmark here. Only 2 spells. Nice, but able to make some really good use for it. As soon as the 2 spells that Strelitzia had available were casting the bookmark. And now we're flowing. Let's see the mulligan. Found the pieces. Now, does he get to cast it? Yes, indeed. Got 1 extra auto bookmark as well. So this Exodia is gonna keep going. I think it's the auto bookmark that is the shorter lasting component of the combo. I think the mana recharge does last for the full 10 seconds, whereas the auto bookmark, which will bring your spells back into your hand after casting for automatically for free, that is the shorter duration buff, lasting only 5 seconds. Oh, nice L2 there, or rather Big 2 there. Catching the backwards teleport from Strelitzia. Marisa finally in a position to make something happen. Why is... Oh, that 6P didn't get to go active, actually. Teleport behind, nothing personal, kid! As the Chaos option, just not cast it, just going for a full redraw. Oh, Big Driver getting us out of there. But since Strelitzia has the mana recharge buff active and still does, allows him to be safe against the hard-hitting combos of Marisa's there. But in the end, not able to shake off the premium sugar water drinker that is Marisa here. And Marisa on point, 1, 2, 3, not letting Strelitzia run away with too much of a lead right from the get-go. It is the small things, especially when you manage to catch Asuka in a position where they have already used a little bit of mana. Like so. Well, I mean, this time, I guess Strelitzia was almost full on mana, so we still have some amount of agency to make mistakes. But is Strelitzia gonna make any? The deep dash pressing! Wake up! Close slash there! Breaking the mana shield of Strelitzia, and now this is gonna hurt. Look at this damage! Ow! That was a finishing move of a very, very prorated combo. Tyrant Brave catching as an anti-air. That was actually a misinput on 6P, I want to say. Marisa wanted to go for a 6P, but got a double huddle, and as a result got the Tyrant Barrel out there. But lucky for Marisa, that super is very fast and has a decent anti-air hitbox as well. Not really a move that you would ever consciously use as an anti-air, but you know, it's one of those things that we just take. Nice, but for a hard burst, and another one! The hard bait followed up by a follow-through! Marisa! 2 rounds of complete Strelitzia domination, answered by really amazing rounds where Marisa gets a one or two couple of really good reads and runs away with those. That is your go-to Asuka life. He's really that kind of character where one mistake at the wrong place can really cost you everything. Alright, mana recharge is activated, and Strelitzia from the test case 3 has another one in hand already. So mana should be good for now. Does have that... What staff is that? I think that's the test case 1 staff, but no? No, that's a repulsion staff, right? So that's the staff that is the less useful. Yeah, look at that, it's just kind of pushing away. Oh no, that is the gravity staff. All right. Wait, is that really looks like the repulsion staff to me? Huh. Anyway, we still have arpeggio, double jump, still another volley of the arpeggio shots ready to go, and confirming out of basic cube. Just got replaced. Okay. Gotcha. That makes sense. Yeah, repulsion stuff is the stuff that you generally would not like to cast from test case 3. The less useful stuff, which can actually sometimes end up ruining your round if you cast it in the wrong place. There we go. Found the Exodia pieces and we'll be able to... Oh, actually, I was about to say we'll be able to catch them during the block stun of the Rainbow Cube, but Marisa was close enough and able to make use of YRC there. I think that's like one of the most valuable YRCs that I've seen in a Guilty Gear set as of today. Yeah, that was absolutely necessary YRC that Marisa made there. It didn't seem like much, but if that doesn't connect, Strelitzia gets to activate all the pieces of Exodia and will be able to just hang back on the other side of the screen, and there will be nothing that Marisa will be able to do about that. Teleport to the other side, got the hit, but not the hit confirmed. Marisa hitting DP out of that. Nice idea, but was a little late there. If you want to poke against Arpeggio, aka the gate, you will have to be like relatively early, poking at the very earliest projectiles that come out of the gate. Using the combo, but still in it. Time for Strelitzia to lean on the good old YRC. Alright, mana cost down, has the auto bookmark in hand, but a lot of... This is only utility that Strelitzia has in his hand at the moment, not the most optimal hand, unfortunately. Was able to draw into a bit shift, but a little too late. Too little too late, yeah. Test case 3 is an amazing test case. It basically has the most combo pieces, the most powerful buffs, and stuff like that. The only downside of test case 3 is that sometimes you can potentially brick your hand if you draw the cards in the wrong order, such as that what Strelitzia had here. If you have no attack spells whatsoever, you will basically have to use your your burst, your tension, and your normals in order to try to build some distance between you and the opponent to either discard or cast those utility spells before drawing more attack spells. Alright, pressure still alive. 2 stamina left. And now it's Strelitzia's time to say what we got. The mana cost is down, I believe. Strelitzia has this case 3 activated. Ooh, nice! Gets the overhead. Mix up. casting a lot of stuff. The Exodia is active as of now. I think, no, all the bookmark did expire there. Nice, waiting for the teleport and gets a max damage starter there. Close slash against it. 2K into Strelitzia, staying very tight. Not willing to press into any of those special frame traps. We go with the overhead. Unless Sim has 50 tension ready to go, those hoof stomp hits aren't gonna deal too much damage. Alright. Able to mulligan. Mulligan's past one of the Exodia pieces. But was able to still draw into the mana region buff, which is huge. All the nice spells to hold Marisa in place, Rainbow Cube as well. And while Asuka is approaching like that with the cube, kind of hard to poke into it. Oh, slash anti-air. Ooh, that was a very difficult angle to hit confirm. From a point-blank distance, that would have been okay, but man. Those are probably the most tricky hit confirms that you can have in the Guilty Gear franchise. You hit like one of your BMB starters and the opponent is just like in a very peculiar place on the screen, like very away from you and airborne as well. Or alternatively, if they're like kind of far away from you but kind of ambiguous whether they are grounded or airborne at the time. So you gotta make a quick judgment call if you're gonna try to hit confirm a ground combo or if you're gonna hit confirm an air combo. So acceleration stack active. A lot of these spells are gonna go at Marisa at super speed and break the guard as well. Right, during a juggle. Let's see if we can pick up the combo. No, just letting it drop. And opting to keep drawing cards and better your resource position. Ooh, the frame trap out of the Wild Assault into a clean hit confirm. It's actually gonna be a kill. No, with the mana shield still holding up, saving Strelitzia. But we'll have to take this mix up. Able to clear it. Sees the overhead, but then the one hit too heavy into the low Elkant. Starting with the DP spell here. Swinging with 2S instead. Or was that 2? No, that was 2S, right? The double jump. Able to watch the poke from Marisa. And I think that was all the... No, didn't get the auto buff bookmark. Or did he? No, yeah, he actually did. And the gravity stuff as well. Gravity stuff is usually the final piece of the Exodia. When you have your passive buffs ready to go, then you activate the gravity stuff. Look at that 6p on B-Driver. Oh, perfect choice of buttons there for Strelitzia. There we go, firing. Oh, look at that perfect spacing of the Terrametron once again. The low hitting spell. Teleport to the other side, 5D tap. We have the cash to spend, but so does Marisa. Burst out of this combo, teleport to the other side. Marisa was waiting for that. The further this set has progressed, I think the more Marisa has been conscious of what spell Strelitzia has available at any given time. And again here, there is no way out of this one. Marisa takes the leading position once again, 4-3. These gentlemen have gone neck to neck so far. Who knows who's gonna take the next? Opportunity for Marisa to run away with the momentum though. Straight into the cube, which is not the favorable outcome for Sin, as you can see. Oh my goodness. We got the gravity stuff. This combo is gonna go for a while. Strelitzia, in the meanwhile, just drawing more. Mana recovery is active, trying to find the combo pieces. There we go. Hold the bookmark. Casts the armor break beam spell first, though, to prevent Marisa from rushing in. Oh, but caught! Strelitzia in a bad place. Drops a combo, though. But Sin is one of the best characters in the game for boxing your opponent in the corner, so this position is absolutely okay for Marisa for now. Trying to hit confirm the hoof stomp or continue pressure. It keeps going, man. This character is brutal when it comes to keeping up pressure. Sin Kisk, the character that has not 2 but 3 resources to juggle. Not just burst and tension, but also the stamina, and they complement each other so well. When you get stuck in rock and a hard place against Sin Kisk, and he has all the resources still left to spend, it is reasonable to accept that or think that if Sin wants to keep the pressure for the next 10-20 seconds, it's gonna happen. But I mean, this character, Asuka, has the same sort of feature installed into the character. Everything is active. The name of the game is Exodia. Time to duel. Ah yes, I drew well. I mean, generally it's gonna be... Asuka generally doesn't get to just draw for free. Usually you kind of win an interaction at neutral and your reward is gonna be able to, you know, draw more, play cards, draw more, go into test case 3 and get all of those sweet little buffs active. Now we'll be able to fill the hand with the super. Every one of these shuffles does cost a little bit of mana. Strelitzia actually very end of the test case 3. He's getting a refresh shuffle here after casting the next spell. Ooh, that's it! Was that on the trading onto the rainbow cube that caused that? Strelitzia with a lot of really good spells in hand was trying to probably hard bait the burst here from Marisa, but Marisa not ready to give it up. In fact, won't have to use it at all. It's the age-old wisdom, not the actual use of the tool, but the threat of the tool is what is the most nasty thing in fighting games. Seeing Marisa ready to burst out of that sequence, but they never did, and Marisa ends up getting some really nice value there from the fully dropped combo. Micro dash forward into Beak Driver right from the get-go, catching the backdash from Asuka. Lots of mana regen in hand. The tough thing about the mana recharge buff is that you kind of have to take full effect of that. You would love to get like an actual manual charge in, just to amplify that as well. Right, hard knockdown, opening up the gates. Lots of options here. Guard crush with the beams. Teleport into mix-up again. The hard bait, but Marisa still not willing to press into it, or rather burst into it. And it does make sense because Marisa was so low on health there that going for that burst would have been what we call in the industry a hero maneuver. So playing it safe and keeping the burst for the upcoming rounds where it's much more likely for Marisa to actually, you know, get the win. Kind of good trade here from Marisa. Was able to break the mana shield of Strelitzia's for a while at least. Oh, the bookmark is in hand, but this is Sin Kisk pressuring you. Nice deflect shield. We'll be able to get a couple of frames to breathe. Perfect anti-air. Another beam spell. Wait, actually, did the first beam spell actually go active? I think Strelitzia actually got to keep that spell that time. All right, time to mulligan. We have the mana recharge buff active, so we can safely draw all of the best spells that we want to be having. Hoof stomp into Akara super. Plus frames, nice backdash out, and this is big. We'll be able to activate that auto bookmark here, so spells will be no problem for the rest of the round. Ah, this time Marisa could not hold it in anymore. That is the one situation where you're kind of like, am I really gonna hold it? Am I gonna go into the grave RPSing that my opponent might hard abort the combo? It's kind of one of those situations where you kind of have to hit it. Right, DP Gazelle Step, catching Strelitzia off guard there. Ooh, very tip pixels of that DP still catching Strelitzia. Alright, super, break the wall. Very close to breaking Strelitzia's mana guard as well. But the 2P is now plus frames. Try to go for a very safe kind of option. 2P or 2K. I think 2P only for Sin Kisk is what generally tends to be burst safe and YRC safe on block. Spending all of that gas to get out of the corner. RTL RC. Oh my god, that was so close. If that rainbow cube actually activates, goes active, Marisa is toast. Wait, opening the gate from where? Oh, the angle of the shots! Nice jump against the big driver. Perfect angle, the dash jump forward from Strelitzia. That's what the fellow Nordics would say, putsisman and leg inte. Deflect shield into an instant cast. Strelitzia is really good with those. Into 6 heavy would have been an overhead, but answered by Marisa's wire C before Strelitzia even gets to play that. Ooh, the deep dash reach the back dash. That's so smart. I think they barely played that RPS yet. Another good instant air dash, catching the beak driver. Damn, the only weakness of my beak driver. I mean, I guess you're. Oh, hard bait. Is Marisa ready to burst yet? This is a tough position. Marisa would love to take that burst into next round, but it was not meant to be. And Strelitzia brings it 5 points even. In that situation there at the end, I think it's probably okay to die with the burst. Because like with your last pixel, and if you're not in a combo actively, it's very realistic to assume that you're not gonna get a good blue burst out. So you're either trying to make them block something and then convert it into a wild assault, or just hope that you win the round and then... Oh, but hold that thought! Big close slash again! Elkan putting Marisa in a perfect position in the air. Break the shield into a low. That's an airtight high-low mix-up. Go for it again. This time, land into an overhead. Waiting for Strelitzia to perhaps press something. And that is not quite gonna be it again. The mana shield protecting the last pixel of Strelitzia's dash in DP. I see the target in the sky. All right, overhead spell as well as the DP spell available. Use it immediately. All right, Strelitzia with the empty hand. Draw some really good stuff in the test case 3. Hold the bookmark, activate it. All right, now we're good once again. Would love to find the mana recharge buff in the next couple of draws. Could go for a, yeah, I was about to say, could go for a mulligan super here. Oh, but I think this will actually go through. Reversal RTL. Not only is it very invulnerable, but it's one of those supers that moves Sin forward so much. Speaking of moving so much forward, Red Wild Assault. Taking Marisa to the wall, breaking it. The situation is relatively even. Strelitzia has the commanding. Nice! Gets the burst bait, or the wire C bait. A little too far to punish though, I guess. DP's through the cube. Perfect. This is actually gonna go OTG though. No, never mind. The rainbow cube actually held Marisa in the air. So getting full value of that Chaos Cube super. And now, what's your move? 25 meter left to use that FD. Marisa can't do anything. Help! Help! This is bullshit. Able to withstand the whole duration of the Exodia, but jump D, it is gonna be minus on landing. Generally will have to be cancelled into something. And that something often is either Hoop Stomp or DP. Or jump cancel, that works as well. Right, DP goes through the cubes, but Strelitzia standing at the perfect distance. Look at this guy! Look at this guy! Spacing! Like he was Umehara Daigo. Here we go, all the rainbow cubes are gonna have their own orbits around the planet. Marisa! Drop the overhead as well. Marisa will not be able to find the burst before the wall stick happens. And Strelitzia, once again, procures the winning position here. Gets to the 6-point first. But the momentum could of course swing on a moment's notice. Remember, the 3rd and the 4th game that Marisa played, those were like half-a-minute games. Extremely Marisa advantageous or dominant rounds, or other games. We could have a repeat of that on a moment's notice if Marisa gets to play something. Ooh, 5B, that was kind of great. Backdash. However, nowadays the blue burst is Full screen universal, nice punish on the DP. Even though we are far away, it will still get you a counter hit on the Beak Driver. Breaking mana shield of Strelitzia's here, and Strelitzia doesn't even have any good spells. This is a tough position. I would say this is almost a checkmate position. Just the DP once again. At least we have the mana shield up. Oh, the too heavy RC. Fast RC too heavy. The way to call out any sort of high-level defensive mechanics, it will catch the opponent trying to fuzzy jump or react to the Elcon standing. One of the newer cool sequences that the Sim players have been able to figure out. Right, dashing back and forth. Have to use the burst here to get cornered. A lot of utility once again in Strelitzia's hand. The only attack spell is the DP. But of course, we always have access to our trusty little 2D. 2D is a projectile, a very different sweep for Asuka, who always produce a floor-hugging projectile. Nice teleport. Repulsion Rod, though, is kind of fighting against Strelitzia. Would have liked to throw those spells at Marisa's face, but getting pushed away. Gates are open. Nice, and we have the two buffs, the most two important buffs active. Overhead 6p for the game, and Strelitzia is on set point. Or, I mean, has been on set, or, no, never mind. Previous a set point here. Never mind. Disregard everything I said and watch this God player play. Right, this is not only the mana regen buff active, but also spell damage cost down active at the moment. From, I think, best case 1? Oh my god! Is this how it's gonna end? Help! 2 mana regen! Jeez, Strelitzia, how does your mom let you have 2 mana regen buffs? Baits the wire seed. It still has an orbit. Into the walls. Oh! I was about to say, look for a moment that Strelitzia missed the combo, but has enough frame advantage to with a little bit of a throw there, and still get the wall break with 5B. Strelitzia again, same kind of script as Strelitzia's first game on Bounty Hunters. Was a little down on games, couple of games down, but then at the very last moment, at the very most important moment, flipping the momentum and coming back to take the set 7-5. Really great showcase of how this matchup is played from both players. Alrighty. Damn, that water is good after a good set. Alright, next up. Hi Johnny from Finland. He's gonna face Jaie Bridget from the UK. I hope I'm pinging the right person, because streamer mode on Discord. Oh, never mind. I don't even have to, because the players are here. Okay. Crisis averted. I think a matchup that we tend to not see very often on Bounty Hunters. I mean, we've only had so much time to, you know, get Johnny matchups on screen as it is. Because Johnny's been a little, I mean, I guess considering that Johnny wasn't, you know, considered the strongest character released either, he's had some pretty decent-sized player base so far. Kind of say along the same lines as Abba. Lots of players have love for this character, his classic swagger, Johnny's Fondy, and willing to put a lot of hours and effort into the character, sort of like investing in the future. Because it's probably not a surprise to anybody who's been playing Guilty Gear Strive for a long time that DLC characters tend to be released a little underpowered at first, and then after a couple of patches, they're gonna be, you know, their quality of life things will be fixed, and they're gonna get some good stuff, they're gonna get some nice fixes, and then they're gonna be usually up there with the rest of them. And Johnny already has some pretty grimy stuff, to be perfectly honest. When Johnny gets, you know, a couple of extra helping hands, so to speak, perhaps some sort of help with, you know, dash blocking, or I don't know what they actually want to do about Johnny in that regard, but it's fairly safe to say that Johnny players who are currently investing in the character are going to be very happy in the upcoming patches, probably even before season 4. I guess we are kind of drawing close to the end of season 3 here, as I think Slayer, or quotation Slayer, allegedly Slayer, is gonna be the last DLC character released in season 3. Right, so two characters who are very good at controlling long range, or how should I put this? I guess Johnny is the more zoner oriented, but neither one of these characters are strangers to close range pressure. It's kind of how Guilty Gear characters tend to work. Even if you're considered a zoner, you start from full screen range, and then eventually, when you get your win condition fulfilled, you transition into really nasty offense, which is kind of the case with both of these characters. Once Johnny puts you in the corner and gets the guard crush loop started, he's really annoying to defend against. Same deal with Bridget. He knocks you down, he starts relatively same kind of game plan as Milia and Eno. Just, you know, combo after combo, flows really well, and you're gonna usually have to guess for the same situation again. Right, the wild assault, set up the yo-yo, and actually get the wall break as well on the hit there in between. Jaie, very nice 2K there on the landing, catching high. Prompting a burst, he high press the button, no. And even gets to prevent Jaie's advancement out of that plus on block super. That's kind of where Johnny's keep away power comes from. That almost full screen reaching Mistfire can be fired horizontally, downwards, or upwards. And it's gonna be fairly safe on block if the opponent is, you know, around half screen distance. Of course, it's very minus. It's kind of like minus territory in the same way as Axel's Rensens are. But unless you're playing against somebody who has really full screen pokes with decently fast startup, it's not like you're gonna get fully punished by landing a Mistfire on block. And more often than not, you're gonna use these spells, the cards that you're gonna throw on your opponent, then you're gonna slice them, and then they're gonna break their guard, and then it's gonna be plus fucking million. Just like this hard knockdown here. Alright, Hutch, what are we gonna go for? Setup was certainly not a safe jump. Using all of that meter to play the high-low. I think all of those RCs would have been a potential TK Mistfighter, which Jaie did have to respect. Reading the low, and at the very end, going for the final nail on the coffin. So the tricky thing is that if Johnny gets to deal a card between you and him, or if you're... Oh, is that gonna... No, not gonna go fast enough. The Joker trick is one of the fastest starting supers in the game, probably only outspeeded by Keeper of the Key from ABBA. Alright, hi. The first one on board.
Man. Dual Y.
Oh my goodness, missing the throw there. First, I think Jaie ended up whipping the 5B there, landing, and then High landing right next to them. Here we go with the safe jump. Although, because Johnny is a character that doesn't have any realistic reversals available outside of his super, not have to be super tight with those wall break jump-ins. Oh, drifting forward! I think High tried to go for an RC there, but the startup wasn't fast enough. Now we're gonna block a couple of mix-ups. Nice block on the jump D. Jump D, of course, the cornerstone of Bridget's mix-up game. One of those air stalling, momentum stalling moves that kind of work really well in tandem with the fast empty lows. Ooh, this time I think High might have had taken the missed finer stance for a low finer or a mid finer instead, and wasn't able to release it as an anti-air there. Right through the wall you go. I have so much meter. Dig forward and gets them. That's a true punish. Johnny with one of the fastest starting far slashes. It's a very nice synthesis between 9-frame startup as well as, you know, a range where you actually, I think most characters, none of the characters in Guilty Gear Strive will be able to backwalk out of it at round start distance if Johnny just wants to swing far slash. And the same kind of goes for 2S as well. So in that regard, Johnny has a very peculiar range slash startup combinations for his B&B pokes. Hard knockdown through the wall. Deflect shield is gonna push Bridget far away. However, this character can unleash far slash 5 heavy from really, really far away. So in that case, I wonder if Jaie just reads that the deflect shield is gonna be there, and or wants to just press like 5 heavy right after landing from that safe jump. I wonder if there's anything that Johnny can actually do. I mean, I guess technically the 5 heavy is not the most dangerous button to land on block either. So that way you're gonna get the deflect shield value out for sure, if you can force your opponent to go into those options instead. Yeah, there's that 2S that we were talking about. Even after that back walk, he's forced to block it. And in fact, if you try to commit to the back walk, you won't be able to run a back walk out of the distance, and you will get caught low if you don't crouch fast enough. A quick wall break for Jaie, slowing down the frames with that drift RC. And Jaie building all those resources. This is probably gonna last for a very long time. Has a full burst as well. In case some of these hits don't land, we could have played Blue Wild Assault as well. But no need, we get to save that till next round. Yeah, there we go once again. Far slash, very fast. Very far reaching. Ooh, tried to be very tricky there. Land, or rather deal into an upwards angle. First, get out of me. Ooh, yeah, out of that bolt throw card deal. Was able to get the card down and then trigger it in the subsequent situation. Plus with a throw. Card, EP gets Jaie out of there. High has a lot of resources to mount a defensive combat. Reversal Ensenga? Wow. We definitely did have the balls. But it does make sense if you kind of respect your opponent's vigilance and you think that they are seeing that you have 100 tension, then you're like, you have to tell yourself that they would probably bait my reversal super here, right? Which does allow you to press buttons. Alright, Joker trick will break the wall from any distance. And we're potentially going into the last mix-up. DPRC is available for Jaie, but won't be able to get it out. I think I saw the startup of 6P there, which unfortunately for many characters won't be able to go active fast enough against Johnny's instant air dash, I believe.
Mankind knew that they cannot.
Right, one game up high.
Let's rock.
We're just getting started. Deep dash 6B. It's very useful against Johnny, because we were talking about that far slash that is such a prevalent move for Johnny. If you have a far-reaching 6B, or, you know, even if they're just trying to do a horizontal misfire like these, a lot of characters can actually go under with their 6Bs. Depending on the timings, you might get a hit on Johnny, you might just get a low profile, and then one of the characters might be plus. But who it is, I guess it's usually gonna be you. I mean, you as not Johnny. Because Mistfiner has quite a lot of recovery, if I recall correctly. Again, yeah, look at that! The 6B once again, calling out the horizontal finer. Of course, if Johnny goes for the low finer instead, he will catch your feet. But then on the other hand, the low finer is not necessarily as powerful when it comes to horizontal reach, and it won't definitely do anything against the opponent's airborne. Right, close slash hits. The wall gives away a little too fast for High. Ooh, down behind Bridget here. So missing the shot altogether. So RC, that's ballsy. So basically, the vault into card deal is never gonna be plus, no matter how you set it up. Speaking of setting stuff up, that was a High deal into. I wonder what kind of setup High wanted to do there. But unfortunately missed it altogether. Now the rolling movement will be wire seed by High and then back thrown into the corner. Johnny is one of those characters who you could kind of call like not really semi-grappler, but a character that really loves to get those throws in. Because he basically gets to one of his best win conditions, which is the guard crush and or the guard crush loop after landing a throw. Kind of like Biken in a way. Right. Jaie was waiting for that burst as well, but not willing to commit to it long enough. Now RC, that's the more common way of you seeing Johnny players skipping the neutral. Volt deal into RC. And if the deal connects, you should be plus and you should be ready to guard crush your opponent after that. But it does involve your opponent respecting your air approach. You know, any high profiling poke, especially 6Bs, are gonna call out those vaults usually. Especially Bridget, who has, you know, very decent reach for her 6B. Alright, 2-2. The initial rounds of information have been gathered, or should we say, should be gathered by now. First out the guard crush combo. Nice timing on the instant air dash. You know, the balancing factor for Bridget's, and I guess as well as Johnny's, far-reaching pokes for reaching so far is that they have a lot of recovery. So you could consider them projectiles of sorts in a way. Far slash, 5 heavy from Bridget, and then, you know, 5 heavy, 6 heavy, buttons like that from Johnny. As well as the Mistfire, of course. As long as it's not an up Mistfire, it is technically a fireball in essence. Now speaking of instant air dashes, able to skip in through this neutral. Set up the yo-yo, airtight 2K. Answers with a reversal 6B. It does make sense. This time it was successful. Because a lot of Bridget's normals, yeah, the bar slashes and the 5 heavies can be 6B through. But if you get too predictable, the call-out option is the 2S for Bridget. Which is kind of like, not really half screen, but like 1/4 of a screen reach. That's very, very decent reach. Doesn't, you know, force Bridget to be point blank by any means. Here we go again. DP does call out the air dash approach of Highs. Seems to not be safe jump. I think Bridget was one of the characters with a 9-frame DP as well, so one of the fastest type. There we go. Set it up, get the throw. Using the, basically the respect that Jaie has been gathering from these blue Wild Assault setups so far. The baseline is that when you go into a Wild Assault code blue, you can set up the yo-yo and then get an airtight 2K as well if you want. So that kind of forces your opponent to just sit still and not try to mash their DPs or reversal supers or anything like that. But if the opponent is actually sitting still, that could potentially give you an opening to go for a throw, as Jaie did there at the end of the last game. Alright, setting up the yo-yo again. Was one of the most important things. If Bridget gets the yo-yo set in, you kind of want to position yourself in a place where you don't get hit by the yo-yo coming back, but at the same time you don't get tagged by Bridget's rolling movement either, which would allow her to go straight into mix-up situations. Alright, YRC, stay in the corner there, mister. I would love to run my pressure now. Oh, very nice! Super jump, air dash out of the corner, and how have turned tables? Not getting hard knockdown though. So there's technically a chance for Jaie still. He is building quite a lot of resources. In fact, won't have to use any of that because they were able to find that far slash. Nice, the 6K, moving Johnny forward almost half screen and catches Jaie, trying to go into that rolling movement. He's such a jump scare anti-air. Not really an anti-air that you would go as a reaction oftentimes, but just something that you kind of try to close in on the opponent with and then sometimes accidentally anti-air them with, because it hits so high. Nice call out there at the end, once again by High. Using instant air dash against those full screen reaching pokes that we earlier classified as fireballs. And what do you do against fireballs in fighting games? Jump over. We've known this strategy since the beginning of time, since Street Fighter 2 and the likes. We know fireballs are meant to be jumped over. And when you have the read, why should you not take it?
Mankind knew that they cannot change society. So
because if you present the jumping options, or in Guilty Gear franchise, the instant air dash, you do force your opponent to sort of hang back and try to see what you're doing, sort of respect at neutral a certain amount of time. Because if they're just swinging into stuff, then they're gonna get instant air dashed in for free once in a while. Yeah, like this. This time though, Jaie had the brilliance of going into the forward drift RC, was able to see the jumping coming and was able to get an easy anti-air during that slowdown. Now, the safe jump actually whipping there, huh? Against that backdash BRC. Right, 5 heavy still reaches into the rolling movement, cancels upwards! And not able to get a button there on the way down. Oh my god, what a situation! Backdash, and then... High! Is that gonna be enough? Not quite. Perhaps a decisive mix-up coming here. This time, yeah, it does really look like the normal just instant air dash is very vulnerable to Bridget's DP, but this time High chose to not press a button at all. So it was technically a bluffed safe jump, or bluffed jump in. But since Jaie has been so actively using that DP from all of those wall break situations, I think it was, you know, High deemed that it was time to go for the hard read. Right, nice angle there from Bridget. Get the close slash as well into the optimal combo, the butt loops. Won't be able to get a hard knockdown there with the super drift forward, but Johnny's a little too far. Right, straight into the DP. Knocks Johnny really hard. That looked like a very swag combo that Jaie was trying to make happen there, but unfortunately missing it. 2S already going active from High. And once again, snatching the driver's seat, getting a 4-3 leading position. High. Is that heads or tails?
Johnny wins.
Did you know that Johnny in the round-ending animation where he flips a coin, that can either land as heads or tails? Well, now you do. Kike says and doesn't even know what heads and tails is.
Mankind knew that they cannot change society. Duel 1.
All right, into the next one. We are deep into the mid game here. Hai has an opportunity to run away with the lead here. And on the other hand, Jaie can procure the even situation once again. Mix up here, the overhead with jump D. One of the trickiest tools that Bridget has in her kit. Simple yet powerful. The reversal moment, or the reverse momentum burst here. Keeping Jaie in the corner. Wow, the nerve to press the button and it works out. Empowered by the slowdown frames of the blue YRC. So blue YRC? Blue RC. Get to press a lot of buttons. Finds the low. There we go. Might have actually tried to reach for the 6P. That has been one of the go-to defensive maneuvers for Hai. Trying to catch those far slashes, those 5 heavies and the like. There we go. Trying to go for it again. But Jaie this time approaching with a 2S. There we go, this time close slash, a little too close to be able to press any buttons. Drops the combo into a very nice position, get the super. Is it gonna be enough? No, last pixel. There we go with the safe jump again. And I believe Johnny's reversal super probably not on the fastest thing ever. So even when Johnny does have that 50 meter after the super wall break, Bridget should be fairly comfortable making the jump, the safe jump happen. And then of course Bridget has a couple of different layers that you can sort of flow into depending on whether you think they're gonna respect your jumping. You could go for all sorts of empty lows. You could, you know, try to mix up with some high lows as well. Alright, very early wall break here. That's half of, was that one combo? Hello, what was the starter? Was that close slash? Bridget dealing damage? Hello? Nice, gets a really nice, I was about to say a really nice combo. But then getting an accidental side switch. It do be what it be. It be what it do. And here we go, hopping with the rolling movement. The jump D is blocked. Misses with the kickstart extension though. Now Hai very low on health. Won't be able to trade into any of these buttons anymore. Oh, nice. The dash 6P again. Going under the horizontal Mistfinder. There's just so much room for 6Ps to be played back and forth in this matchup. But at the same time, both these characters have such good 2Ss as well. Johnny, because he is a red wild assault user, of course, is gonna have, you know, a good conversion available most of the time if you don't spend all of your burst resources into blue burst all the time. And then of course Bridget, with the safe jump there, close slash starter, should get the kill here very comfortably, yes indeed. And the momentum shifts again. Jaie is now the aggressor, is now the player with 1 game up on Hai. Man, safe jumps are so powerful, honestly. If you have simple safe jump setups from wall breaks, from throws, from hard knockdowns, you're probably pretty happy with your characters in general. I mean, then we look at characters like Testament who have really, really good safe jumps and really good mix-ups out of their safe jumps as well. But yeah. Anyway, the match here. So Hai goes through the wall. Now the blue drift RC wasn't able to catch Hai in the sphere of influence. He slowed down. But shield for Hai. But as we sort of found out, the deflect shield only does so much against Bridget. I guess if you follow the deflect shield immediately up with 6B, perhaps? If Bridget's option to call it out is like 5 heavy or something. Deal? Don't want to deal with the deal. Oh, nice. That was a nice angle there. Completely skipping past the yo-yos. However, here comes Jaie once again. A little too close, landing into an empty low, perhaps, or a throw attempt. DP out of the pressure. It's actually pretty cool when you actually manage to fire that DP successfully out of those guard crushes, because as we know, guard crushes just completely delete your button buffer in Guilty Gear Strive. Here we go, into a throw. Setting up into that. Yo-yo's coming back. No! Yo-yo, even though it was meant to come back and combo out of that command grab, but something happened there. Still, Jaie gets the game. And now, moving into a position to threaten with the set win. One more game is all that Jaie needs. Smartly. Hajhawa probably taking a quick breather here, reflecting on what has happened so far. There's no space to make any more mistake from this point on. Speaking of those, pressing into Jaie's close slash would result in a lot of damage. We go with the rolling movement, goes for the low this time. With Bridget's high-low setups out of the rolling movement, if you go for the jump D option, those are generally going to be fairly reversal safe, I believe. So while Johnny does not have the 50 meters spent yet, he could probably be very happy going into the low options as well. Perfect spacing bed there by the kickstart break. Probably even blast frames that time. Yo-yo comes back, gets that combo, and Jaie now officially on the first set point. They've been fighting neck to neck for the majority of the set until 4-4, but then Jaie got a quick 2 games under his belt. Now blazing forward with the blue wireless. Oh, but getting a little too close with that kickstart, getting thrown back into the corner. Jaie still, or rather Hajhawa still has the card. Oh, I think the card expired there, so won't be able to enjoy the benefits of the guard crush. It's so hard to, if you try to react to that, you know, the yo-yo set bluff, and you press the button afterwards, it's very reasonable to assume that Bridget has already pressed the button and you're gonna get counter hit. Jaie has the meter here, spends it. Super, no super! Only the butt comes out, so Hajhawa still has a small chance here. 50 meter, we could throw Joker trick. Close slash, nice catch there. Immediate burst from Hajhawa. Was that a set or a throw? That was a set! So the yo-yo will actually come back, and because Hajhawa didn't have to block it on the way out, they probably couldn't have known which one it was. And it's very easy to forget about it as soon as it goes off screen. So Jaie getting a big W against our newcomer Hajhawa, but honestly a very neck-to-neck set for the most part. At the very end there, Jaie getting a little bit of wind under their sails and able to rush towards the victory with 7-4 score. Oh, that rhymes. Oh, baby. All right, interesting stuff coming up next. We got our mandatory at least one ABBA per week match. This time ABBA in question being piloted by Kanlinki, who is generally an ABBA player, right? I'm pretty sure Kanlinki plays ABBA, right? Let me check. Yes. No, not AgguBaggu. The other ABBA. All right. Forget everything I said. Does play Baiken in the past. First time taking Abba for the test drive. Kanlinki from France versus Astrolip, rather, from the Czech Republic. So I was like, wait a second, Astrolip's, profile picture here, the Zato doc, kind of reminds me of something. Kind of reminds me of old man PRK. And then I look at Astrolip and I see. So they're from the Czech Republic. It all makes sense now. Right, so Zato versus Abba. Kanlinki, who has won majority of his Bounty Hunters matches, currently sitting with a very successful record of 3-1, I believe. And the opponent, Astrolip, of course, on their debut match on Bounty Hunters. Two characters that are generally by the community not considered the most effective character, although we've seen a lot of really strong plays by Abba. Tiger Pop has won some, I put on quotation, some really high profile tournaments as of late, almost with solo Abba runs. We've seen Gobo take the Abba out in the very recent matches that happened on Evo Japan today. So this character definitely sees play at the highest level of play. But definitely a very, I don't want to say a technical character to pilot, but a very difficult character to pilot nonetheless. Lots of difficult decision making, lots of difficult routing, and lots of difficult hit confirms if you want to be absolutely perfect. Because you cannot spend too much time on the normal mode that you spawn with as Abba. While you do have some amazing normals as well as access to the tilt special move that tends to skip a hop over a lot of pokes at neutral, even some far slashes. I think your biggest power lies in the Moroha mode that you generally get to activate. Oh! Would get to perhaps activate if you were able to hit your burst, but not if your burst gets completely baited. YRC, get off me. I would love to play. Astrolip says no. Get back in there, lady. Oh, got the activation, but this is doubly bad. If you activate and then get hit, and the opponent has so many resources to spend, you're probably gonna be taking the block stun all the way until, you run out of jelly. Right, found the 5D, overhead, still taking the pressure. Let's see how Astrolip chooses to tackle this situation. So, when your puppet runs out in the current version of the game, you're gonna have to wait for roughly 8 seconds. Very nice combo though. Coming in at the end. And is gonna get a... Ooh, nice! I think got a manual deactivation there. So able to get half of the jealousy gauge back. Through the wall. Of course, Kanlinki probably gonna be completely happy with this situation as long as you have at least some amount of juice, like plus, north of 50% jealousy gauge. You're probably gonna expect that if I get the activation, I can still steal the round back. Ooh, but that time was not gonna be this one. Astrolip taking one game fairly convincingly, even like the couple of the RPS situations where Kanlinki got Moroha off and was able to play with it. Astrolip just staying safe as possible, and able to reverse all of those situations. Ooh, straight into close slash. This will go into key grab, and now here we go. Blocks the overhead, but at the pressure afterwards. It is only -2 on block for tilt in Moroha mode. Right, nice, got the manual deactivation, so that means that Kanlinki won't go into 0 jelly, which is often your go-to lose condition for this character. Sandwich, he blocks. The Froggy is still coming back for more, and Soundvoid completely refilling the little guy gauge. Overhead, tap it with a 5D. One of the few characters that gets to tap that button quite a bit when you're working in tandem with your puppet. The stalls, yes indeed, very nice movement by Astrolip with the very last bit of the Moroha mode, able to get a jump in, but not able to convert it into a lot of plus frames. Like some hits, depending on how you manage to deactivate in the middle of the combos, I guess usually with the use of RC, would allow you to go out of the mode and then continue your combo as is. But again, you have to have the presence of mind and the knowledge how to route into those combos. Speaking of good routing, finishing here with Sun Void. So not a whole lot of stuff that Kanlinki can do here against this puppet pressure. 5D is the move that opens Kanlinki up once again. The dirty, dirty move that has had its reach buffed a couple of times, at least once. Activation here from the Rekka Rekka, immediate burst. Immediately summons into the oppose. Get a forceful deactivation here while Astrolip was in the air. Tries to drag the key forward with the command dashes, but no dice. Meets with Zato's 5P. There are a couple of special moves that you can sort of high roll with as Abba. I guess the most familiar is the tilt, which I suppose, yeah, that move, which Kanlinki hasn't so far used all too much, I guess. I mean, it's understandable considering that Astrolip is controlling the puppet, which tends to limit your horizontal movement quite a bit whenever it's active. And then, of course, when Abba is on the chase, nice deactivation there. Gets to give half of the jelly that they spent. Try to 2K from a distance here. Get off me. Get the throw, but this will force the pop. And now this will be really tough. When your whole jelly gauge runs out and you can't manually activate anymore, you're basically at the mercy of trying to find some sort of hard knockdown, either the Rekka Rekka or hopefully the key grab. And even then, if you're starting your combo with 0 jelly, it's only gonna give you so many seconds of Moroha. And then you look at this beast who's just pressuring you and you're like, how the hell do I get out of here? But as it goes for both of these characters, the pressure eventually ends. Ah, nice oppose there! And Kanlinki chose to strike straight into it. It is slightly unfortunate that, you know, a lot of the times the counterplay against just summoning straight into oppose is to run over or run past it and go for a throw. But when you are in Moroha mode, throwing is extremely expensive in this patch for Abba. Because it takes so much time and so much meter out of your Moroha gauge while that throw animation is completing itself. Summon again. Oppose, don't press a button, don't press a button! Whatever you do, don't press a button into it! Run past it if you will, but don't press a button. Astrolip with the 3 consecutive wins here. Has maintained pretty good control so far. I guess, you know, minus the slightly binary nature of Zato, you would imagine that, because now that I think about it, these two characters are very, very similar, being, you know, hunger and starvation and feasting. What's the word? The proverb you use? Feast and famine. That's the one I was looking for. Very feast and famine kind of characters. So you would imagine if one character is going through famine, then other characters should be usually feasting. But depending on the resources and how they've been, managed for the last couple of seconds, that might actually not be the case. For instance, look at this. Both players have their gauges completely empty until Kanlinki found that key grab. But even that doesn't give Kanlinki enough, unfortunately. Tried to parry as a round start. Very long recovery. Interesting misinput there. Kanlinki, manual activation, but again the 2 hits. Zato definitely has some of the buttons that can kind of challenge you preemptive. I think is Zato's 2S even active? I know it reaches really far, and I think it has decent amount of active frames, but I don't know for sure. And of course, moves that would reach fairly far and have active frames could be put out and try to bait Abba into running straight into it with her Morha mode active. Very nice jump out of the plus frames on the key grab. And getting another game under their belt. Astrolip. Floating, swimming. Very soundly here. Staying afloat, while Kanlinki is slowly sinking into the depths.
Mankind knew that they cannot change society.
Kanlinki be able to come back to the surface for air. What are the maneuvers that we need to get things started? Astrolip is playing extremely patiently, extremely defensively whenever there's a chance for Kanlinki to make something happen. And then when Kanlinki actually turns on the heat, it's a lot of really good avoidance, using the flight of Zatos as well as, you know, I guess mainly that. But just, you know, good old-fashioned running away and not committing into, you know, the character that is probably the most explosive out of the whole cast. Oh, with the overhead, get the tilt in. Are we gonna activate? No, gets it's an automatic deactivation, which will mean that Kanlinki will go down to 0 jelly. Even with that super, won't be able to get much started because of the long distance. This character in normal mode seriously does not tread very fast. Alright, swinging a miss on the 5 heavy. It is that spacing where Kanlinki can't very easily even swing that 5 heavy. Got the 2S. Sorry, not 2S, 2 heavy, hitting them with the low. But now out of jelly once again. And Astrolip is completely full on resources. Has the 50 meter to go for Sun Void and recharge the little guy. And into more pressure. No one summon here, just commits to the mix-up, gets the empty command grab. Oh, out of that trade, was able to go into the Sun Void completely uncontested. I wonder if there was a gap there. If there was, then perhaps there was a Keeper of the Key to be used, but, you know, how many of us would be so mad as to, you know, just be able to convert into something like that from a straight trade like that. Too heavy into tilt, low into high. Scores the hit. But the tricky thing is not getting the hit for Abba, but getting the hit and then, you know, finishing the combo so that you know, keep up your resource management game as well. Yeah, high into low once again, both blocked by Astrolip. And once you block the overhead, once you block the tilt, it is -2. Oh, is that actually gonna hit? YRC into a throw. Nice, all right. Still can use the basics. If you're close enough after that YRC, the micro dash throw is still available for Abba, even though her forward dashes are kind of pathetic little micro steps. Staying very tight on defense, slash mix up. Oh, that jelly pop actually was kind of a useful thing here. Air key grab. I think that has plus as well. Ooh, this pressure is looking really good. Look at Astrolip's risk gauge. But none of that is gonna matter in a couple of seconds. This command grab wastes time so much. In fact, so much that Astrolip's risk gauge came from like full to half during that single command grab. No deactivation for you here, YRC making sure of that. More plus frames. Astrolip is trying to waste time here in order for the summon gauge to come back, but Kanlinki gets there first. Half jelly ready to go. This combo shoots wall stick and 0 guts character. Burn it! Ah! Cha cha cha! That is one of the most satisfying sound effects at the end of there. The resource burning version of the reversal super. They're like cha cha cha. And the more jelly you have to spend at the time of the activation, the more hits you're gonna get as well. That's gonna put Kanlinki on board 1 to 5. Run back is still possible, and actually even quite probable if Kanlinki keeps up with well, not this, but everything that was the previous game. Tricky situation, 0 jelly. How are we gonna get out of this? No tension, no burst either. So gonna have to just use all of the universal mechanics that involve no resource burnage. Right, tilting. The tilt recovers surprisingly fast. I think it's somewhere between like 10 and 15 frames. Or is it less than 10 frames actually? It's something like relatively fast, so it's very possible that your opponent might sometimes miss the reaction on a whiffed tilt. Here we go once again. Playing a little bit of a bait here. Astrolip did have access to a couple reversal options, burst and manual activation, rather deactivation. And whenever you exit the mode manually, the Mora mode manually, you get to keep half the jelly that you... Oh, what's gonna happen here? That's a burst? That's so valuable. That actually spent the gauge from Astrolip and still allowed Kanlinki to keep up the pressure. Very nice timing on that wire C. Usually we see those with bursts, but you can definitely do it with wire C as well. Stays tight against the overheads, the flows at the end opening up Kanlinki, but it's not a huge deal because the puppet gauge is already done. However, Kanlinki's gauge is already done as well. Right, summon into some nasty mix up to 5D. Ah, yes. I think Astrolip is something like 4 out of 4 or 5 out of 5 for those tap Ds. I got that throw, sorry, that burst as well. Doopy into RC conversion, break the wall. Is it enough? Yes, indeed it was. Even if Abba is kind of a thick lady, one of the highest EHP characters in the game, it's gonna be enough. Is that actually 7? Did we miscount? Oh no, I think Kanlinki said that it was a misclick, so we still have 1 more to go. The situation is still 6-1. So all the options in the world available for Kanlinki to make this comeback. I mean, it's we're building up to it. The commentating team is building up to it, but is it gonna happen though? Astrolip has been playing kinda goated if you ask me. Again, all the right buttons active. Manual activation, skip to the other side, but didn't get the cross-up hit to register. Oh, I got some cross-up mix-up as well. I thought the jump D from Zato would have crossed up the first one, but then ended up on the front side and got the second hit. Nasty, nasty stuff. Now, we're gonna have to waste some time here to buy time for the little guy. But I mean, I guess it's not the hardest thing in the world if your opponent is Abba in normal mode. 5B actually ends up whiffing on the crouching Zato there. Yep, -15, we get the punish. Generally, the second part of the Rekka sequence is used as a, well, your go-to knockdown tool if you're too far for the key grab, as well as perhaps, you know, Rekka RC as a, you know, pressure extension. They build a little bit of key gauge back as well on block, as does this one. But the FD pushing Kanlinki a little too far, so the key grab on the second attempt already whiffed. Key grab is such a nice normal if you actually get to land it on block, But the difficult thing is, even though it moves you forward ever so slightly, it has absolute ridiculously minuscule range. So you won't be able to utilize the plus frames very often unless you combine it with the right normals, so to speak. And, well, speaking of right stuff, Astrolip, a clean 7... Well, not the cleanest. Could have been one game cleaner, but I mean, you gotta give it to the man. That was a clean run. Being able to control the neutral just right, just perfectly to not allow Kanlinki to get any sort of you know, any sort of pressure game started. And even those moments when Astrolip ran out of, you know, eddy resources, was able to maintain the pressure in the corner, just pressure the opponent solo. I wonder if that's just something that Abba has to deal with, or if it's, you know, it's just a knowledge kind of thing. It is a very new character, and it is especially new character for Kanlinki, as far as I understand. So, of course, there's a lot of room still to improve, and it'll be interesting to see if Kanlinki does indeed stick with the character in the future as well. But welcome to Bounty Hunters for Astrolip. Let's move on to the next set. All right, our other Norwegian competitor tonight, besides Strelitzia, Bliskke Sin, coming through against one of the better known names in the scene, AgguBaggu, that guy with yet another character. We've seen like almost half the cast from Aggu so far. I believe this is the first time that we see Nago though. In terms of the matchup, this is, you know, a lot of Sin players do say that this is kind of tricky, perhaps even the trickiest matchup for Sin in this game. But I do wonder how much that's gonna play into it. How familiar is Aggu with Nagoriyuki? Let me make sure I'm pinging the right players. Hopefully. It's funny when you can't actually see the players who you are pinging on Discord because of streamer mode. Question: Can you combine the feature of streamer mode that kind of silences your notifications, but disable the feature that sort of hides player tags? Because that's kind of obnoxious. Anyway. Right, so I forgot how Norway is in terms of... No, actually, no, of course Norway has Nago players, of course, because they have Maria. So theoretically, Bliskke should have probably, at least should have the, what you call, the resources to practice this matchup. Oh, nice check there with the 2K. Right, the 1-2 out of Elk, straight into, ooh, no RC there to hit confirm. Went for it a little too late, and at that point the combo was already lost. A very high block on Aggu here. Ooh, the 5 heavy working as a makeshift anti-air, but of course against Sin Kisk, who has the most shallow hitting jump-in buttons in the game. The jump heavy, massive amount of horizontal range, 0 amount of vertical range. So very hard buttons to use as jump-ins. Oh, are we good here? Right, the frame trap with the White Wild Assault, sees the jump in coming in, 5p tap into a quick 1-2-3 combo. The wall had actually enough damage to be able to break it there. Bar slash 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 again, working as an anti-air. It feels like, oh, good bait from Aggu. Completely on top of things right from the get-go, right from the first game.
Mankind.
So so far a lot of air approaches from Bliskke, and I think Aggu is one of those fundamental based players who are extremely ready to, you know, use their anti-air options on demand, on reaction, sometimes even on prediction if needed. Of course, Nago has the funny button too heavy. Good wall break here. Let's see what we go into. Pretty safe to run at Nagoriyuki when he's still under 50%, which would be the threshold where he gains his ability to use reversal super. Bar slash slash slash. Stays at a very safe distance. This is kind of a matchup where when Nago is very high on blood, he can keep Sin out. But on low amounts of blood, you can still play far range as well, because you always have the threat of just going into Beyblade. Ooh, nice timing on the burst. Puts Aggu actually in the corner. And I think, from personal opinion, bursting Nagoriyuki at high blood is very high value proposition for Sin. Because if you burst against Nagoriyuki while he is at high blood, you don't have to deal with those difficult special moves like Kamuriyuki or Clone Hukyo or whatever. Tried to go for a 5 heavy, but that was not your time to press a button. Aggu is on the hunt and finds the counter hit. I really hope the players are not having this issue with the little bits and pieces of. Ooh, nice bluff there. Aggu was not ready for that that gazelle step throw there. I just safe jump out of the DP. Aggu is fishing. 2S is a very common button. You're gonna swing it, very hard to whiff punish, and keeps all of the attempts to L-count at you at bay from Sin Kisk. To the wall. Bliskke has all of the resources available. Full stamina, full bar, full burst. Oh, pressed into it, has the burst here. The burst does work out. All right, jump slash. Rare footage of working. Got a super. But now same situation again, but backwards. Oh, hello! Just into nothing. I wonder... Aggu must have had a... I wonder if Aggu tried to go for an IBFD there, but got surprised by the dash-in throw after the wall break. Alright, speaking of walls, they will be broken extremely fast when the Cyber Samurai is on the screen. Bliskke doesn't want to rip. Oh my goodness, the close slash! The goated anti-air. One of the furthest reaching of those in the game. Look at that! Look at that! Definitely Johnny close slash, Milia close slash, Leo close slash quality. And even then some, combined with Nagoriyuki's ability to confirm into big hard-hitting combos. But now Bliskke, very low on health here. Getting the RC conversion, hard bait. Oh, but Aggu was not ready to spend that burst. Instead, goes for a backdash. It's a very common maneuver. Oh my gosh, movement there. And then Bliskke air backdashing and getting the hitting the jump slash. All right, close slash straight into the hoof stomp. No cancel though. Still savoring the 50 meter. Bliskke does have quite a lot of different options here for finishing. Yeah, the Kara Super should take the cake here. Very nice. Alright, jump K going in the wrong direction, unfortunately. As we were talking about the very shallow hitboxes of Sin Kisk. Very good trade there for Bliskke. Backdash out of the 2K. Aggu has done pretty good backdashes so far. This time tries to reach for the throw. This time Bliskke was doing the shimmy. Getting a big punish for it as well. Hukyo into an air throw. That's something you don't see very often. Takes the bait on YRC. No 50 meter to break the wall. and committed to the bar slash slash sequence already as well. So there we go. For the last pixel, we could have potentially gone for the samurai mix there as well. Even at relatively high block, you still have a couple of frames to go for, you know, mix up between the Shizuryuki and Kamuryuki, the high and the lows. And this time goes with the 5K. I think 5K is going to be slightly harder to backdash than since 2K, which Aggu has been backdashing quite successfully so far after since 6K. Right into heavy. Extend the pressure. Six heavy counter, six heavy cancel. Momentarily catching Aggu out of that backdash. But it is very hard to hit her firm. Ooh, the air backdash jump heavy. That's something cool that Sin can definitely do because of the massive horizontal range. Ooh, the wild assault making the DP completely whiff. And at that range, you should get the full sequence, right? Yeah. Massive damage, massive blood drain, and a hard knockdown on top of that. Nice! Just lets the Hukyo slide in really nice and deep. And with the close slash calling out that backdash from Bliskke. Right, DP round start. I think DP is kind of nasty in the way that from the very round start position, it is gonna catch your back jumps. So like jumping out of Nagaryuki's sphere of influence is very hard. You would kind of usually have to backwalk or either backdash if you want to completely avoid it, or challenge it with 2D. That's an option as well. All right, the 6B a little too slow there, so Hoop hits as a counter hit. BBRC, completely safe. Aggu sliding into that 5 heavy, however, the reversal jump out, completely making the 5 heavy whiff. Perfect spacing for the 5 heavies, now punish. Nothing else? Do it again? Has the burst. Bliskke does have 50, as does have Aggu. Look at that, the 2 heavy fly sweater. Get out of there. The skies are not yours. Now that I think about it, the 2 heavy from Nagaryuki is the perfect tool to call out the sort of area where Bliskke has liked to kind of hang around. He loves to go airborne, yeah. As soon as I say that, Aggu notices it as well. Goes for the big call out. And should be able to get the kill here, yeah. This would have probably brought Aggu down to blood pop. But it doesn't matter. If the opponent has no way out of the combo, doesn't have their burst ready, you can commit to these going over the threshold kind of combos at the end of the rounds. 1, 2, 3, knock them down in the corner. It looks so funny. It's like a forward jump and then Bliskke crosses to the other side and then dashes back to the other side. I've never seen any other Sin player do that before. Alright, engaging once again with the jump heavy. DP is that tool of the trade here. To get the conversion? No, not quite. 6B working out immediate momentum burst. Bliskke. Easy hit confirmed. Hoof into Hoof 2 into Kara Super. One more. Aggu is really high on blood. Oh, actually gonna pop here! That was really brilliant! I think Bliskke realized that that was actually gonna be the case. Kind of faking the approach and then drifting backwards. Yeah, it's ever so important feature when playing against Nagaryuki. You gotta counter blood to some extent at least. Most important thing is to know that, you know, every single big special move is gonna be 0.6 bars, and then Fukyos are gonna be 0.3 bars approximately. Right. Oh, we're going into the samurai mix, and that's so hard to fight against. Usually when you see that coming, you probably have to either burst immediately when you realize that they're going over the blood, or they're bound to go over the blood pop threshold, or YRC. Nice backdash out. It's a quick 1, 2, 3 hit combo. And Aggu again with the Beyblade anti-air. It's such a nice, probably one of the best special moves in the game, honestly. Which is fair because it costs a lot of blood. Oh, the 2 heavy. Bliskke doesn't want to take that wall break. 6 heavy, really nice trade for Aggu. That 6 heavy really cleaves the ground. Oh, what's gonna happen here? Yeah, still gets a big 2 heavy starter. And RTL surely gonna take the wall as well. One of the premium features of Sin Kisk, having access to the Kisk special RTL, will be able to break the wall from anywhere in the screen. And when you're close to corner, has access to one of the best combo ending supers in the game. That is the Tyrant Barrel. White Wild Assault used to initiate this sequence for Aggu, and then one more hit just to take the wall. That's a lot of damage. Into close slash, get on the ground, plus frames for Aggu. Delays the combo you can just ever so slightly to get the frame trap. Lots of meter for Aggu here, so understandable that Bliskke is kind of respecting these block strings here. And probably gonna save the meter as well for the next, the burst for the next round, which is gonna be the same as play. Alright, a very, very important round here for Bliskke. If Aggu takes this, oh, misses the air throw, rare footage of Aggu missing anything. And the immediate punish there by Bliskke with the biggest possible button, really nice. However, Aggu is ready with the punish. The Sin DP is sort of a knowledge slash reaction check. If you can punish between those DP hits, you are good. But if not, you are forced into an RPS situation. However, I think there is no RPS to be had anymore here. This is gonna... No, like I said, this will never kill. Never, ever, ever. Not in Season 3. Ah, it's so dirty. The second hit of the DP is overhead. We're probably soon, as Slayer is bound to be released in this game, we're gonna have Slayer doing the same shit. The classic miss under pressure, go for its late, overhead, Oki situation. Nagoriyuki been doing that since 2021? When did Stripe release? I forgot. Anyway. Oh, trying to go for a 2 heavy. However, the 2 heavy is one of those anti-air moves that are probably not as much reaction, but prediction anti-airs, allowing Bliskke to get the big jump in. And again! Yeah, there we go. Bliskke tries to go for the round star back jump once again, getting caught by that DP. If you've ever looked at the hitbox of that Nagoriyuki DP, it has a massive, massive hitbox like above Nagoriyuki. Even further reaching on the air than on the ground, I believe. Ah, but Aggu was too far and got the far slash when he went into close slash. No matter, we're still converting. Wall break. Wild Assault, yes indeed. Super hard knockdown. Bliskke has a lot of options here. But notices that Aggu is trying to play it extremely safe, so just backdashes out of there. Good recognition of the spacing. The 2S, especially on Blood level 3, that 2S reaches so far and starts so fast. In fact, I think is it Blood Pop as an anti-air, so Aggu gets out of there. Oh, but a good whiff punish on the 2S. And that was a Blood Pop 2S as well. So that is as empowered of a 2S as it can ever be for Nagoriyuki. And still Bliskke getting a whiff punish on that with L count. Very nice. Aggu not very phased. Swinging with the close slash, anti-airs right from the get-go. Bliskke forced to use the burst. Aggu as well. There we go. Reads the DP. And into a big conversion. Has the meter as well. Ooh, not even breaking the wall. Tried to go for that overhead with DP. Get the second hit overhead in. Response by Bliskke by making a DP. There we go. Check the Gazelle step. Pretty much every single time Sin goes for a Gazelle step, it is just a straight out reaction check for you. The only very real and super good Gazelle step is from Elk 2, but it's gonna cost you 2 stamina. Right, realize they swung a miss with a 5 heavy, drifting forward to RC. However, Bliskke is ready to flip the position around and even break the wall on a moment's notice. This is what Sin Kisk is all about. not necessarily the highest damage combos in the game, but very, very high average damage. Misses the clean hit, unfortunately, so that's gonna hit OTG. Aggu still has a chance, maybe waiting for a DP there. There we go, Wild Assault doesn't give a shit about your DP. But he goes again, the heart of the champion. You bait it once, I don't care, I'll do it again. I'll fucking do it again, oh gosh. Alright, this time no DP around start, and again tries to go for the reaction too heavy, which is just a little too slow, even on Sin Kiska's jumping normals. Corner pressure, good proc. There we go, there's the punish, the reaction. It's the best reaction as well. BRC sees the prey coming down from the sky. 5B gets a really simple and clean anti-air combo. Oh my god, just whiff with the wild assault by Kamuriki at the end there. Ooh, that is the essence of Guilty Gear Strive Season 3. Now Aggu reaching the 6 points first. And it's not like Bliskke hasn't had a lot of success as well, but especially this, I think. Bliskke really loves to, you know, take the high risk, high reward plays quite a bit, which Aggu has been quite ready to call out, especially the DP situations. After all, you get one good DP bait as an AgguBaggu and it can be over instantly. But speaking of things that are over that screen, we're going into the next one with a hard knockdown. And the blood is very high for Aggu here, which does mean that he's taking massive amount of damage. Oh, sees the drift and doesn't believe in the setup at all. Set point for Aggu on a new character. Oh, we saw that situation earlier. Aggu has missed that same Hukyo air throw a couple of times. I mean, he hit it once at least, so there's that. But now, this could be the end for Bliskke. Oh, okay, the fire slash hits, recognizes the hit being close enough, so gets the too heavy conversion. Big BMB. Oh, speaking of big BMBs, he sees the burst! There was no way but burst out of that kill combo for Bliskke, and Aggu predicts the exact moment it's gonna come out. That man is dangerous. That man plays everything. Did you know Aggu has AgguBaggu? No, I didn't either, but now I do. Jesus. Look at this guy. But like we said, it is quite a tough matchup for Sin for sure. As I see the players already entering for the next matchup. If you are a fan of Sin Kisk, look no further than the next one. We're in fact gonna have the Kisk family face-off here. Eden, our bounty hunter's newest gamer from Albania, rocking the Kai, and our boy Zippiey from Finland rocking the Sin Kisk. This is a really cool matchup in my opinion. Regardless of which game you play, Exert or Strive, it is kind of a lot of the same. Just clean footsies. Kai got fireballs, Sin got Beak Driver. Even though Beak Driver is not as prominent of a move in Guilty Gear Strive as it was perhaps in the past, it's still, you know, pretty fair and square fundamentals kind of a matchup. And since the older games, I think both Sin and Kai, especially Kai, have become a little more aggressive. Moving from older games to Strive, Kai actually started resembling a little bit more started resembling Sol a little bit more than in the past. And I guess Sin has always been kind of like a synthesis between Kai and Sol. I've actually never noticed that exchange between Kai and Sin. Damn. That's I guess that's why you shouldn't be skipping your intros. It's kind of funny. Alright. Alright, Zippy straight into the go-to. You already know. Look at that! The red Wild Assault users with the big combos. Full screen corner carry. And that is not the only way that we can make those combos happen as well. RTL is an option to go from corner to corner from the right starters. Right, setting up the heavy fireball. Zippy tried to press something there. Wow, perfect spacing on the 2S. Catching Eden pressing something this time. Into. That's gonna be so far away. Fortunately missing the extension, but still getting the fire slash afterwards. And remember, both of these characters, the Kai or the Kisk family, really good at boxing the opponent in the corner. So even if you're technically not running your close range pressure, look at this damage as well. Ow! Kai actually has like even more explosive combos than Sein. I think Sein's like average damage is slightly higher than Kai, but when you are working in the corner, Kai has some really grimy damage from his heavy starters. Alright, with the basics, close slash +1, dash into throw. And now Eden dropping the combo, unfortunately. That could have potentially been a kill with RTL. Here we go, goes for the hard bait. Eden doesn't bite. But at the same time, when you are already so low at health, it's oh my god, hello scoreboard, please. There we go, 1-0. When you are at that like last pixel situation, it's really hard to actually work with your blue burst. At that point, you're probably just trying to somehow get into the pressure, get into your pressure situation and convert that burst into wild assaults instead. Right, rather neutral trade. Nice call out there by Eden. Pressing button after the Elk 1. So the Elk is an interesting special move. Extremely minus on block, -8 on block, -5 even on hit. Unless you go into Elk 2, the follow-up, it's always gonna be punishable for the most part. But Sein has a lot of like, it's a situation where if you are pressing into the Elk 2 frame trap, which of course, depending on your delay, can always be a frame trap, you might end up getting even bigger hits into 200 damage. It's like a nice place for Sein to sometimes bluff. The 2S actually anti-airing the flip kick from Kai, out of all things. Here we go, into the flip again. Pause for Zippy. Press that good old burst. And to go back to neutral. Nice one. Tried to Gazelle step in for a little bit of reset there, but Eden having none of that. There we go. Lots of plus frames. But now, yeah, that's the one thing. Especially when Sein doesn't have 50 meter and 0 calories to spend. That is, there's nothing he can do after that. That Elk or Hoof, for that matter, is always going to be a punish. And it's kind of a knowledge check, kind of, are you paying attention to my resources kind of a thing. Ah, the Elk there, taking Zippy to a close lash distance. Ooh, okay, that's a big call out. Food and Arc starters are pretty decent as well, as you can see here. Almost half of your life amount of damage. Heading straight into the RTL. The positive bonus is gonna stay alive. And because the positive bonus also offers like extra damage modifier, that like simple 1-2 into a combo was, you know, not too shabby either. And probably the last opportunity for Zippy to burst out of that combo. And doesn't get close enough to get the clean close slash out, unfortunately. So Eden evening it out 1-1. Yeah, that. I think that flag is not supposed to be there. Let me fix. I think Zippy is supposed to be rocking the finish flag. There we go. Alright, sorry about that. Close enough. I mean, we share borders, so you get to have Zippy for 2 games. All right. Ooh, that's a whip punish and a half. That's gonna go full screen with the red wireless. Ooh, interesting. I wonder if we could have had actually a wall break out of that. Quick conversion. Very far away. That was a hard timing there on Tyrant Barrel for Zippy to actually hit that wall break. There are some situations where if you are, like, if the opponent is bounced too far away, you actually literally cannot get this clean hit. Nice DP, counter hit combo as well. Got a full juggle. But now, switching positions. Zippy only working with 50 meter and 50 burst. DP RC is possible, Deflect Shield is possible. Guess which one Synth players are gonna use more? Especially since we are red wireless assault users as well, and that meter could be used on more offensive affairs. Nice punish there. Oh, very good trade for Eden, but tried to get in the position to punish. However, the DP second hit on the coming down sequence. One of the sequences the most dreaded after, or dreaded over, by the intermediate and even like higher intermediate slash advanced player base. Like we said, it is a little bit of a, at the same time, a knowledge check. Like, do you know where to punish between the DP hits? And then, if you don't punish, how are you gonna defend yourself? Because you are technically in an RPS situation between DP2 and no cancel. Right, through the wall we go, Zippy. That looked like a good read there. Very deep dash, like challenging or like chasing that backdash, but I think went a couple of frames too early. Right, quick confirm into RTL. We got these as well. No reason to do any difficult combos if you think it's gonna be dropping. Just go into RTL, take your positive bonus. On a very late trip forward, RC, the classic. Kai players have been doing this since time immemorial. You think it's gonna be your punish, but no, they're gonna cancel it just at the end there. Once again, we're riding the lightning bolts through the next room. Through the next stage. Clean! There could have potentially been an OTG, but no matter, we can set up the heavy fireball as well and then play the chip situation. Eden evens it up 2-2. This player is going really fast. Of course, when Sim Kisk is on screen, there is always an opportunity to play extremely fast and furious. Oh, good frame trap there. Speaking of big damage, that's another very, very favorable damage starter. Not just food rearc, but also the counter hit, whatchamacallit? Direct light? Yeah, that's what he said. Oh, flopping over, getting a close slash from that range. Zippy, working with some stuff. And a wall break as well, wow. Right. Zippy, completely okay, taking a slightly more defensive position here. Out of that positive bonus, able to build full. Oh my god, there it is once again. 6 heavy counter hit. If Eden was able to build the 50 meter in time, that would have been over. Right, due to the FD block. Able to push Eden out of the 5D situation, but already so low on life, gonna be taking that one single hit out of DP, and Eden is now the person on the driver's seat. My turn on the wheel.
Duel 1.
But it could change any time. Zippy with the round start forward dash tech. Yeah, dash forward, dash block. Basically asking Eden the question, do you know what to do about this? Because a lot of the normals in Guilty Gear Strive are actually minus, so you dash blocking forward can put them in a situation where, yeah, they kind of get to do like a block string, but probably a block string that they were not prepared to get. They probably pressed an S button, and then they're gonna be minus after that. So it can be a really nice way to just skip into plus frames for yourself. if the opponent doesn't, you know, hit confirm it into something really nice, like, I don't know, Wild Assault. Or if your character has some sort of way to produce plus frames. I think Kai really doesn't. Unless you have electricity on and they're sleeping on the wheel. Yeah, going under that bar slash into. Do we have the combo? I think that looked, yeah, that looked a little late there by Zippy. So not able to get the full sequence of the normal BMB. Right, the lightning. No OTG attempt, or no possibility to go for an OTG. But still one hit away from getting the chip kill once again. Eden, 2 games in a row, picking up some steam. Is this the turning point of the match? Or does Zippy still have it in him to bring it back? Round start Elk, very good at going under buttons such as Far Slash. Ooh, speaking of Far Slashes, both of these characters have pretty good ones. I don't actually know which one has the farthest reaching one. I think after Kai's Far Slash buff, it could be a Kai. But it's probably not very relevant either, because like both are rather similar. Players trying to find that S button confirm. Into DP. Probably a smart. Oh, what a trade. What was that? The Big Driver versus something from Kai? There we go, once again. Under that Far Slash. Get the corner. Into the airtight low, or rather the meaty low. But now we are in the same situation, but in the other corner. Nice for Eden, gets the bluff. It's a very common kind of bluff to check if your opponent is ready to respond to what you're doing. Just canceling out of your block string into a heavy fireball if they don't do anything about it. Oh, I think Zippy is blocking here though. No, they're just taking the DP. I mean, that works. That might have actually been even better because Eden was rocking 100 meter and could have potentially RC'd that. So doing a DP there kind of denies them the opportunity to confirm whether it hits or not. They would have to like RC immediately if they think you're not gonna take the hit. Okay, lots of plus frames there. Jump K. Still boxing Eden in the corner until the stun dipper forward, and we are red Wild Assault users here, so all of our combos will usually go to the corner. Nice. Whipping the direct blade into another direct blade. There we go, stun dipper once again. Not anymore a 5-frame starter, but still one of the fastest sliding forward-moving, low-profiling moves in the game. So in that regard, probably hasn't changed in its function too much. Still gonna call out like basically any poke that isn't glued to the ground. And can even, you know, beat some slower starting moves that even are, like 2S's or 2Ds or what have you. Speaking of 2Ds, Zippy not going into the right combo though, unfortunately. There's a couple of different options you can do that from there. For example, you can go Hoop Stomp is I guess my favorite. Right, Eden with 50 meter here. Did they try to DP? I don't think so, right? Otherwise it would have said punish. Right, finds the 2S. Tried to double it up, reset into an elk step. Gazelle step. But the opponent having none of it. Eden definitely has played the matchup before, has done their homework. Not letting Zippy run away with any of those rogue Gazelle steps at all. Potentially looking for a burst here, but Zippy smartly looking at the HP bars and deeming that, yeah, bursting here would kind of be a hero maneuver, so let's forget about that stuff. Good backdash once again. And a pressure. We got the electricity. Not able to make any use of that, unfortunately. Here we go. We can make the stamina-less in the corner. Into the super nice routing. Not quite getting the perfect clean hit, but still, most of the damage has been secured by Zippy. Ah, that's so awkward when your opponent blocks that standing. So if they take that standing, the 5B is only going to be plus minus 0 on block. On whiff, it would actually be +3. Good deflection, and follows it up with immediate stun dipper and then into a burst bait. But Zippy doesn't bite still. I think Zippy probably... Oh, what a hit confirmed. Third strike, y'all? Not still going to be enough. The RTL from Kai, I mean, same thing for either one of these characters. The RTL is not going to be the highest hitting combo ender ever. Yeah, of course we're going into the DP. And Eden, since that 2-2 situation, Eden has been blazing forward. Just a little, like, the gap honestly isn't too large. Again, it's the last hit, the last RPS situation. Basically, is it strike or is it throw? Is it DP or is it respect? 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 Hello, English? Yo, footsies! Hello? Into a big too heavy. Zippy showing some stuff here. Maybe I should be using more 2D in this matchup as well. This is looking kind of funky. What was that even? There we go. Got you the 5 heavy. Clean hit. Scores the maximum amount of damage, and now Stopping to take it very safe because Eden did have a lot of defensive resources there. I mean, Kai has one of the slower slower DPs, so technically Sin does have an easy safe jump, or a quotation easy. It involves if it involves an FDC, that's kind of like tight on timing. So, I mean, whatever you consider easy. Here we go, catches the backdash with a hoop stomp, and RC gonna be breaking the wall. Nice! Able to cancel the special move that they were trying to perform into Wild Assault instead. Is the burst gonna come? Trying to wait for it for as long as they can bear. There we go. Against the delayed Dire Eclate, delaying their DP as well. Or I mean, I think Zippy was just rocking it, but Eden was delaying it a tad too much. I mean, that's usually a sequence that you would use against, you know, their normal matches, not really their DPs. Uh-oh, yeah, I probably want to burst that immediately to maintain the mid-screen position, but as well preventing Kai from getting the wall break. Nice, Zippy has really had that that 2K close slash link on point, which does give you some interesting opportunities for in terms of Ulki. I think I saw 2S starting. Yep. RTL gonna take into corner and RC even. All right, we're gonna get the wall break and a very decent amount of damage. Turns out RTL as a combo starter is much better than as a combo ender. But I mean, technically it's also gonna cost all of your tension resources, so that's that. Eden set point. No, that was Zippy who took it. Eden still has to work for one round if they want the set point position. Right, very safe meaties. 5K, one of the nastiest buttons in the game. Even if they DP, it tends to be very safe. Flipping into the striker throw position with the use of that flip kick. Right, now we are at the set point. 5B not quite converting, unfortunately. Zippy tried to go for a close slash, misses the timing. Here's the offense from Eden. No electricity applied there, I think, so no plus frames out of that flip kick. The delay 2D catching, but however, if you don't have fast hands for the super cancel, it ain't gonna go into much. We'll try to go for a micro dash close slash, however, Eden taking the throw. One more. Was it gonna be? Gold burst is safe on block. Zippy. Slash plus frames into the big throw and the DP once again. Every time the last move from Eden. You would think Sin is the one who's gonna swing the DP at all times, but Eden making super good use of that tool. I mean, Eden wasn't swinging that around too much either, but at the most decisive moments, when it needs to be done, it needs to be done. And Eden taking this matchup 7-3. Very neck to neck at early game, but then some sort of adjustment. Alrighty, we're moving on to, I believe, the last matchup of the evening, which is gonna be another quotations honorary Norwegian, aka Finnish player. It's gonna be Kianator, Jaie versus Nokuza, who we've actually, how long has it been? I think last October? Something like last year's October is the last time we saw of Nokuza, so it's been more than half a year since. And this would also be the first time we see Nokuza on Elfeld. There's been a lot of characters for him, but at this time all culminating to the newest DLC. Wait, second newest DLC. I mean, until Slayer is released. Brackets. So when's that gonna be? Tomorrow? I mean, an announcement of the Slayer should be coming tomorrow, right? But I guess generally they've been pretty good at, like, after the announcement, even releasing the character on the next day, or even on the same day, or at least like very soon. So yeah, they did say that Slayer is gonna be May, so I guess it's gonna be a couple more days. Ooh, very nice, nice. Discord has been checked. Also, I should ping the players. I think we have one in the lobby already. Oh, never mind. There's two. There's one, there's two, and now we're ready to go. Finland versus France. A couple of events since we've seen Kianator as well. It's definitely one of the events before install. All right, Jaie and Elfold. Another. Can you call this Valentine matchup anymore? Is Jaie still lore-wise considered a Valentine? There's all kinds of nasty things going on with Jaie. I think commentators should not fuck with Guilty Gear lore at all, because that's a whole nother can of worms. Let's concentrate on the gameplay instead. All right, nice jump. A lot of the times you're not going to be able to challenge the Pineberry, the grenade, when you are grounded, so a lot of the times you would have to go either air to air or air throw Elfeld out of them. Now 2D, counter hit. I think this is Kia's, like, one of Kia's favorite tricks. Activates the explosion, combos into the super as well. That's pretty cool. One more, tries to go for the ODG, not quite enough to get the kill. Bridal Express extremely fast on startup. And a hard knockdown as well. That's half of Kia's life. Let's see what Nokuza's cooking. The cross up. This is nasty ones. Elfeld is able to run his mix-up train on you. Reversal. Did Kianator press a button? Yeah, no. But we had the RC. Burst into the corner and just landing on that little goober there. What a first round. All right. Advancing with the 5D, getting a big counter hit. Speaking of 5 heavy counter hits, 1-2 into. No confirm out of that too heavy. Kianator jumping out of the corner, flipping the positions, and now setting up the perimeter. Good deflect shield. Was able to deflect shield Nokuza, Kianator, where they were kind of low on resources on the minion resource gauge. That was a very ballsy 6P, but a very important one. Kianator would have had the red buff active, which would technically mean that you're not gonna get out of that corner anytime soon. Here we go, hit confirm into the super once again. Not gonna quite be enough, especially with the reduced damage of Season 2 supers. Or sorry, Season 3 supers. So this air shot that Nokuza is using, a lot of the times you actually want to make it whiff to get the maximum amount of plus frames. So it comes back as a ricochet. If you just make the opponent block it, it's a very unremarkable fireball that does little damage and doesn't really get you any plus frames. Ooh, the 5 heavy actually has a better hitbox here compared to the Bridal Express. Of course, just having an old boring normal fireball ain't too bad either, especially when you're playing against characters such as Jacko, who can control the match from very, very far away with her own projectiles. Alright, setting up a nice bounce. Nokuza's projectile bounces as well, using the jump slash for the cross-up hitbox. But Kia still ready to go, misses the combo. Is there a punish out of this? Yep, indeed. Gets the close slash. 1, 2, 3. RC wants the wall. Tried to go for a hard burst bait here, but Kia delays it, but still, Nokuza was ready to get it. Completely committing to the craft. We don't get it once? Alright. We'll get him next time. And after a back and forth game 1, we finally have 1 point on board for Nokuza. So Elfeld is kinda blessed here in matchups where the opponent... Ooh, but hold that thought! Was probably waiting for a burst bait again. Lots of burst baits back and forth, especially from the side of Nokuza. You know, sometimes they do say that you just gotta bite the bullet, so to speak, and just take the burst in your face, so that you're not gonna drop too much value from your combos. But, you know, these are very difficult meta questions that all of us are sort of wrestling with. When the opponent has a burst, should we go for... Ooh, nice! Gets the reversal super. One of the slowest reversal supers in the game, but, you know, as long as the opponent's normal is not remarkable on recovery, it should be good. This works, right? Yeah. Catching Nokuza out of the sky. Working basically as a basic DP. So if Nokuza goes OTG2 heavy into the Pineberry and plays an empty low option, which would be much more delayed than the high one, that is going to be reversal safe. But the overhead, which is probably the variation that you want for the most part, because it leads into better mix-up, it's going to be, you know, DPable or reversal superable by most characters. Oh, nice! Using the 50 meter to get the throw. And I think that's gonna be okay because Nokuza is already so low on health and Kia already has so many resources on top of that. Ooh, nice! The backdash is leaving Nokuza at a perfect spacing here. All right, early RC to prevent from getting sandwiched. Speaking of getting sandwiched, gonna have to take the guard crush from your own Goober there. No matter, we're still going. And working in tandem with the Goober, getting the overheads, getting the pressure going. Both players 1 point. And from this point on, it's, what is it? Just more games? Nothing else? Nice delay there, not poking into the minion parry. I still, myself, don't really know the perfect timing you would need to strike with if you wanna, you know, poke at the minions after the parry. Oh, drop the combo? No, never mind. Just happy little accidents chasing with the 5 heavy. That is such a button. It moves you forward so much and has some, I guess pretty okay cancel options. Missing the super again. Here we go, max range of that Rekka still finds its target, and that should be a wall break and a kill. Yes, indeed, even if we get just a normal rifle shot. There we go, 5 heavy working overtime again. It's gonna be one of my favorite Jacko buttons. amongst the beasts such as like Jacko 2K or 2D or... Damn, Jacko actually has a lot of really good buttons. Right, nice, caught them on the landing. And the combo, heartbait once again here. Again, if you do know that your opponent tends to heartbait, you can get so much value out of that. Clean air throw out of the sky, and yeah, that's probably would have been very close to a checkmate. Nokuza didn't have any tension or burst available there, and Kia already had the sandwich, and then on top of that, some resources. And we might have a repeat here. And soft knockdown. Okay, good trade. Is this actually gonna catch Pineberry? Yeah, it's gonna go over. But the grenade itself kind of knocks Nokuza out of the super, or sorry, Kianator out of the super. Red buff, which means minion command gauge technically can't be expanded, or can't be run dry. Uh-oh, we're gonna get a disconnection here, I think. So Kia 2-0. Use this opportunity to take a sip of water. I mean, I'm gonna take it. There's a win for us. If there's only one set where we get a disconnection per event, I consider that a win. And it's very early into the set, so no worries. Right, but very early into the set still. Kianator, one of the few Jacko players that we actively have representing Jacko on Bounty Hunters. We of course have Decoy Snail. But other than Decoy Snail, I think it's like mostly Kianator and Decoy Snail. Other than some of the like super heavy hitters on the European scene. Such as like Carrot, and who else plays Jacko at the moment? I guess there really aren't that many Jacko players in the sphere of sort of sphere of influence of the tournament goers when it comes to like offlines and onlines combined. I mean, of course, there are no-name players here and there. You meet a lot of players of any character just about in Celestial. But you can only know so many of them. Some of them are just, you know, regular dudes who are looking to have fun and play some video games and not necessarily go to tournaments and do this whole competing thing, right? Alright, looks like it's gonna be no, actually no, because I didn't quite take that on. So the next point is still contested. So I wonder, in terms of what kind of character Elfelt is, so you would, on the face value, you would think like Elfelt has really far-reaching buttons looking at them. But in the end, in the context of Strive, her buttons are actually not that remarkable. Like far slash, or, you know, 5 heavy has range, but like it's like but she is one of the fastest running characters in the game. So Nokuza got that win. Let's flip the room back to not that. That. Okay. So 2-2. What was I saying? Something. Don't tell me I have ADHD. Like, don't tell me I have shit memory. Well, maybe it'll come back to me soon, sooner or later. But back to this game, 2-2. Even Steven situation. Attempting the whiff punish on that 5 heavy there. I think it has a decent amount of recovery as well, so that is fairly feasible you know, reasonable whip punish. Speaking of whip punishes, that button 6 heavy is definitely whip punishable. Ah, getting the minion deleted just before the explosion. Or was that the explosion? 5 heavy into... Oh, nice! Able to see Nokuza locked into that animation in the sky. Guaranteed air throw. Nothing that they could have done anymore. Alright, bullets meeting each other, nullifying. Nice whip punish, spacing again. It's been, like, spacing and footsies on this matchup has been pretty immaculate from both players, standing in all the right places. And I think especially Elfo will have to do that a lot, because we were just talking about her unremarkable buttons, where she kind of has to... Ooh, okay, that's gonna be a punish on the landing. Get the OTG. Ah, and that, yes, it goes into the right route as well. So cool thing in the corner, you can go in your 5 heavy as Elfo to get a conversion into a Pineberry. Wait, how did that shot whip? Hello? Was it because Kia was jumping there? And now into the corner. Could have probably actually been almost a kill, so probably a good burst from Nokuza. A nice far slash on the landing there as well. Both players have been pretty good at punishing each other's landing recovery. Here we go, mix it up. First overhead hits, immediate burst from Kianator. Understandable, because you kind of don't want to get stuck in that Rekka mix-up loop of Elfelds. And because we are not a DP character, there's just kind of limited amount of, you know, tools that you can use to avoid getting into that after you block something from Elfeld. Especially if you block one of her higher attack level moves. Looks really choppy here. Is the connection okay? Oh my goodness. We are in the mud. Next slide, please.
Perfect.
Right, well, Nokuza is grabbing that one. And I suppose we're just gonna have to let the players, you know, see what's what and how we should proceed. I think it's been looking like it's been a, you know, clean in terms of connection for most of the sets so far.
Mankind knew that they cannot change society. So instead of reflecting on
I guess unremarkable when we talk about Alpha Button is not the right adjective. It's more like just very average. Even though they look kind of good, they're just kind of okay. They do what they're supposed to do. But the real selling point of the character is definitely her movement speed, and then, you know, the mix-up potential out of Rekka's, and or, you know, her air shenanigans. Deceptively mediocre. I think I like that. That's a pretty good way to put it. Ooh, nice. Kia has been so good at not letting that ricochet shot produce blast frames at all. But still in the mix with DJ Elfo, and it's kind of hard to get out without that, you know, ever so important DP that we keep talking about. Nice. Wait, that was not a punish, but I think Kia was trying to press something afterwards. Here we go. Speaking of the mixtape. Right, 1, 2, 3, gets the wall stick. Very nice. Ah, misinput on the super, maybe? Got a TK fireball instead of Buster input heavy. Nice, using the Bridal Express as an anti-air. There we go, once again, the Kianator special. Wait until Nokuza makes a hard burst back and then burst afterwards. Sees the Bridal Express coming, throws it out of the startup, and Kia looking very good. Minus not getting a hard knockdown here, of course. Right, Kia can't take a single shot anymore. RC, and still in a very unfavorable air-to-ground situation. Deflect shield not even doing too much. And the Bridal Express colliding with all of those projectiles from Jump D, from the minions. There we go. The minions still under Nokuza on the landing. So that command does some work. Trying to backdash out, but I forgot how Jacko's backdash interacts with the S-Rekka. Because some characters can be punishable after it. I guess there's like there's a lot of really small, really technical tech. Like you can, for example, option select your Rekkas into super if somebody is backdashing or doing a reversal. If you're goaded enough. Nice angle on the jump, completely avoids the projectile and still gets a punish on the way down on Nokuza. And so Kianator will put himself on 3-3, but we are unfortunately getting another disconnection. It is what it is. I wonder if it's related to the choppy connection that the guys had earlier. I don't think so, right? It's just, it's gotta be that it's just, you know, commentators lagging behind a little. And then when you press retry really fast, I suppose the desync that happens is that because commentators haven't quite finished, you know, watching the replay yet, and the players are already in the next round, that sort of causes the desync, is my understanding of it. But of course, you know, I don't. What do I know about the technical side of video games? I mean, what does Arxis know about the technical side of their video game either? If they can't fix these issues, I think it's kind of funny. I think the reason why Arxis might be. So if you guys watched that one video, I forgot what video it was, but one of the employees at Arxis said that they were hoping to have something cooking and to be announced at EVO. Not EVO Japan, but yeah, I believe the American EVO, which could technically be, I suppose, new Guilty Gear game under production, but it could be like various other things as well. But like considering how how hard some of the technical issues are to fix with Strive, I think the problem is that they literally can't salvage the code anymore. It would just be too much of an overhaul, which is one of the reasons why we had a lot of these like issues through the lifespan of Strive. So what they want to rather do than to like just completely overhaul the code of Strive, they're probably just gonna be looking to make like Strive 2 or whatever they want to make the next Guilty Gear game. So move past Strive, sort of ride the success that Strive was able to get, and then, you know, code a new game, fix the technical errors that are present in there, and then make everybody happy. And that's just my you know, anticipation of how it's gonna go, instead of them making like season 5 or whatever. Season 4 is like supposed to be the last season, right? That a lot of people are expecting. It could be Blaze Blue. It could be honestly a number of things. But anyway, so Kianator one game up, as far as I could see. Yeah, again, the backdash, but the cool thing about Elfolt's Rekkas is that even if the Rekka whiffs, you can kinda perform next Rekka even on whiff. So unless Kia has some sort of really elaborate plan what to do after that. How? Wait, did Nokuza just shoot in the complete wrong direction? Hello? Guilty Gear, how does it work? Oh, the active frame spoke into the minion, so the 2S was active there for Kianator to run into still. But now mounting this pressure, takes the burst and takes the wall as well, just as the minion gauge was running out, so perfect timing for Kia. Not quite gonna be enough damage here. Nokuza has an option to go, ooh, backdash is the 5 heavy, huh? I guess that's some unremarkable active frames there, huh? Right, 1, 2, 3, 2P, 2P doesn't unfortunately go into anything, and Kia, oh, still, even though they missed the blue wild assault there, I think still plus frames on the recovery rather than Nokuza's backdash. I think, yeah, it should kill all the goobers, right? Unless the goobers are... unless you have blue install, right? Or does the blue install actually... Or does blue burst just override blue minions as well? I'm not actually sure. Right, into the super. This shouldn't drop. Yeah. Nokuza has a full normal burst here. Yeah, however, choosing to... Oh, look at that! Again, because Nokuza has been so willing to go into those air fireballs, Kianator is so on top of hunting those down. And they are technically completely counter-hit punishable on landing and or locked into animation if you go air to air. 5D. No minion command though. And it still keeps going. Eventually you will have to try to fight your way out. But that was not the place. And Kianator moving forward with a decently comfortable 2-game lead. But still not reaching the endgame rounds, I suppose, or the championship rounds. So Nokuza still has some amount of time to make adjustments here. AKA get in there and mix it up. But this pressure, oh mama. Yeah, it's they often say that unless you have a reversal, or unless you have a meterless DP, or unless you have burst ready to be spent, or YRC, it's so hard to get out of there. And now, even though Nokuza did play that burst, look at this, look at some of the health. They can't make it out of this game alive, or this round alive. The tricky thing about Guilty Gear, the longer you hold on to your defensive position without bettering your position, you're more likely to just get annihilated instantly. Speaking of getting annihilated, that 6 heavy would have yielded a lot of damage unless the wall was already so ready to, you know, get cracked. Oh, Nokuza's opportunity. Which one is it, left or right? I'm not quite sure how this post-wall break grenade situation works. Again, the shot just completely misses and Kia scores in the big 5 heavy conversion. Oh my goodness. That's half of their health. I mean, at this point, I think Nokuza will kind of have to... I mean, it doesn't really have to, but is probably considering very hard whether the air fireballs are, you know, worth the effort. 5 heavy meets the Bridal Express once again. One of those is faster, one of those hits harder. Here we go, super through the wall. Now the big question. Nokuza has a lot of resources available. Is Kianator just gonna mount the defensive perimeter here? Yes, that surely. The answer is usually gonna be that. Gold Burst reaches. Still in recovery, perhaps? Yes! And that's gonna kill and take Kianator to 6 points. Now we're getting to those championship rounds. Now it's starting to feel extremely uncomfortable for Nokuza. Or who knows, maybe they're just a confident player. Maybe they don't let the pressure go in their head. Who can say? But the fact of the matter remains, Kianator only needs one more to make this event stop. I mean, take the win. Alright, the breathers have been taken. Put back on the damn mask. And let's get to cooking. Actually, at the full screen range, it would be kind of hard for Kianator to run the full distance. Alright, coming out of the Rekka sequence with the heavy ender safely, always unpunishable. Unless you get a IB, I guess. Nice, hop over to the other side. Kianator immediately trying to bounce forward with the 5 heavy, but so does Nokuza, chasing with the 2 heavy of their own. That shot was really interesting to bounce out of the wall. Wow, mashing with a bridal express there, huh? There we go, trying to go for the whiff punish once again on the 2D with Elfos too heavy. But too heavy is kind of slow. So you kind of would have to be really on point on the timing. Explosion coming soon. Explosion imminent. I was probably trying to wait for the explosion to deliver the finishing blow. Overhead. Yep, exit safely once again. Mega shot, or the ricochet shot misses. And now Kianator on the set point. 6B round start. Calls Kia out of the sky. Jump D. Nice block there. Go, find the hit. No hit confirmed though. Immediate burst from Kianator. Very nice timing bursts. Nokuza momentarily towards the corner, but the back turn incident, the classic. We got multiple overheads. Ooh, the FD makes the last overhead ender with this conversion. It's gonna comfortably lead into potentially an option for Nokuza to still save himself from the wrath of the Jacko. Projectiles bouncing back and forth. 6B, very nice. Elfeld has one of the better in the game. But the air-to-air counter hits allows Kia to set up, but not set it up tightly enough. Nokuza OTG, Pineberry into a cross-up 2D, sees the... Oh no, that's not a burst. 5B, 5B. Maybe one 5B too many. But now, potentially the last situation, Nokuza completely out of burst, out of resources. Gets the hit, and that should, no, not quite. One more hit for Kianator, but as we know, Jacko is one of the masters. Ooh, what's the first actual hit on the ricochet shot? And a 5D seals that deal. Kianator, 7-3, takes it home for Team Finland today. The commitment, the dedication on that one character. We've never seen Kianator on anything else but Jacko. It's been pure grindage from start to finish. Of course, Nokuza cruising through a couple of characters. It is not yet the time for the Elfeld to triumph over the other Valentine. And so it is written. So ends our event for today. It's been quite the hustle. I really enjoyed this one. Having having a lot of Sin players on the screen really warms my heart. I'm not sure how much non-Sin players actually love to watch Sin, but Sin is very entertaining. Sin is very explosive, so I like me liking. All right, thank you everybody who watched. Thank you for being part of this making of these FT7s, both as a production team as well as the viewers. Let's see where we could send you off to. So the German community is online as per usual at this time. Easy is streaming as well. Don't know a whole lot of these other players. Alright, I guess we'll just hit the we'll just hit the duck community with a raid. Or are they? They're not ending right now, are they? Hopefully not. All right, we'll risk it for the biscuit. All right, same thing again next week. If you want to join, if you want to join on the fun on Bounty Hunters, join my Discord. Sign up forms are gonna be posted there in just a couple of minutes, and we'll try to set you up. Or actually, never mind. Duck just went offline. All right, abort this shit. Abort this shit. Let's raid. Let's raid easy instead then. because I could remember that Duck usually goes offline around this time. So let's raid Easy instead. Alright. But yeah, you know the deal. Join the Bounty Hunters Discord. Sign up. And we'll see you again next week. Every Sunday, 5 p.m. CEST. You know the deal. You've been here before. Yeah. Till next Sunday, bid you farewell. Thank you all for watching. I'm out. I'm off to eat. Bye-bye.